everybody, DJ Scotty here telling you about Buckeyes and Social Circle. Don't miss out on Buckeyes restaurant right there in Social Circle. On Friday night alone, they have catfish platter. How can you go wrong, dude? They got smoked wings,
here we are.
barbecue, Angus
Good morning,
burgers.
good
Oh
morning.
my God, the burger with the egg on it to die for. Whatever you do, don't miss out on Buckeyes restaurant in Social Circle. Go find them on Facebook. You can find them at Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle.
Buckeyes Restaurant.
Let's talk about vaping. C-Town Vapes is the home of the vape store. That's right. If you hadn't met up with our good friends at C-Town Vapes, I don't know what you're doing, man. Like, we've known these people for years. They have the passion to help get people off of smoking.
I love this video yesterday.
C-Town Vapes, located right there on 278. CBD, mods,
DJ
pods, and
Shotty.
disposables with over 150 e-juices in county with flavor profiles that will surely fit your needs. C-Town Vape wants to be more than just a business. They want to be your friends to help you get off of smoking. C-Town Vape. Have you ever heard of Donut King?
Did you see the message I gave him
all
for
these other
you?
donuts I've been eating all these years are just bogus. These are the real deal, like gourmet. Who would have
Didn't
known
you
that
love
donuts
it?
is damn good? And let me tell you something, man. They do
His
some pig in the
video.
blankets. They do breakfast. They do all sorts of stuff. Do you even know this? They serve pizza. That's right. Donut King, the best donuts around, serves pizza in the afternoons during the weekdays. There's no other place around on 278 where you can go in and sit down and eat a pizza. That's right. Donut King. Try out Donut King, the best donuts around. That's why they're called the King. Today's show sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle.
Don't touch your
get it
face.
confused with the others, because this is the choice that you gotta choose. Today's show sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle. Sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you find out you're missing it. This is a warning. Don't take anything we say too damn serious. Don't be a snowflake. Just remember, it's just for fun. And if you take any of this personally, then personally I suggest you find something else to do with your time.
May I have your attention, please? We're gonna have a problem here. Will the real...
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening, everybody? It's DJ
Good
Scotty and
morning.
almost Holly.
Almost Holly.
It's almost Holly. Yeah, man. After practicing and trying all those other things yesterday and all those programs, every one of those programs had a flaw. And I couldn't bring myself to spend... I mean, like, one of them was 20-something friggin' bucks a month. It's like $25 a month or whatever, and it didn't even work completely. And it just wasn't worth it. All the programs I was trying, none of them worked. Every one of them had a flaw. And it's like, if I'm going to spend money, I'm not spending money on something to almost work. Because I can have almost Holly.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So,
Michael's got it. Virtual Holly.
that's right, y'all. And just know, when you dial her 1-900-SEX-CAM, it kind of looks like that. Listen, Military Mike, this same image, that's what Military Mike scores all his dates with. If it
Oh
works,
my goodness.
if it works for Mike, it can work for Holly.
That's right.
Just saying. So, hey, good morning, everybody. And of course, Holly I don't understand, because I'm not on your end. Are you able to pull up the chat? Because, well, you're on a laptop.
I got it.
Oh, in your phone, duh.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. So I'm seeing the comments. Good morning,
good,
Kelly
good.
Joe. Good morning, Wansley.
Canadian
Good
bacon.
morning, Michael Paul Gross. Kevin Bacon in the house.
Kevin Bacon's in the house? Oh, man, I'm feeling footloose and fancy free. Billy Strand, good morning.
Jeff Matthias is in the house.
Yeah, nobody could care less. Nobody.
We love Jeff.
Jeff
Didn't you love that
Matthias,
video?
that weirdo.
DJ Scotty.
That
Shotty.
weirdo. Yeah, he shot the hell out. He's DJ Robotrip. Oh, my Lord. Really, he wouldn't. Well, yeah, it's still DJ Dick Jerker. Yeah, he'd still be DJ.
Oh.
And I'm just saying.
Good morning, Tommy Morrison.
Corey McMichael's in the house. What's
Canadian
going on?
Bacon. Billy Strong. Jeffrey. Corey McMichael. I love you, Corey.
Oh, God. See, she ain't here and she's still kissing your ass. Just saying.
From wherever I am, I love Corey,
Yeah,
no matter
no
where
matter
I'm
where
at or
you're-
what I'm doing.
That's right. No matter what. Diane's in the house. What's going on? She's one of the people up at White Brothers.
All right. Good morning, Alex.
The essential workers. Good
The
morning,
essential
Alex.
workers.
And people can still call in. It's just she can't hear you. I don't have it wired in that way yet. Truthfully,
Good morning, Karina.
this just happened like 10 minutes before we went live, maybe 20 minutes before we went live. But I just started
We learning.
Yeah, but I just started thinking, I'm like, man, for what these programs are costing and they're not working right and it's not worth all the effort, not for a temporary solution. So I'm like, well, if we're just going to be temporary, this right here is funny. This is funny. I don't care what anybody says. This is funny. If I had a mannequin body and could put that on top of it, that would be even funnier. But I had to I had that little blue dude that was the mannequin body we kept a t-shirt on, but I had to give that back to somebody.
Virtually Holly.
Yep, virtual Holly. So what's going on, everybody? The benefit of it is you're still here, and why not?
That's right. Adam King's in the house. Good morning.
Man, so I saw this weird dude in one of my Peach shirts yesterday riding around, and I swear to God, I was out there in my yard. I got the backpack blower, and I got done kind of doing my yard work, and I look over and I go, that's definitely my peach color shirt. And that's the guy that says that he don't like wearing that peach color shirt. And it looks like a bowling ball.
He was styling and profiling it yesterday.
Oh God, yeah. Have you ever taken, I know you've seen a picture of where the dude takes the toothpick and sticks it in the margarita glass or the martini glass, and he does this. Well, if you just envision, the olive on the stick.
Oh no.
That's what he looked like.
Not.
I swear to God, that's what he looked like on that damn little bitty moped. I looked down, I was like, what the hell's he riding? Oh my God. And it's the color of a banana. So I'm just saying, Adam, it was a little freaky diggy. Little freaky diggy.
He loves you, Adam.
Yeah, man.
Rich Archer's in the house, the best manager your trailer park dollars will buy.
Well, if that's all you have. I mean, it's Rich Archer, just throwing that out there. He likes his new job. I gotta say good to him. I'm glad that he's working, because with all the stupid technology, people that are working, not working, all that kind of stuff, I'm just happy. I keep looking at you like I'm really talking to you. I'm just happy that he has a job, because as long as people need him. I know right now it's kind of creepy. I've got two of you, and I see you moving. And then actually there's a third.
Look at me, Scotty.
There's three of you technically. That's kind of creepy now that I think about it.
Makes y'all warm and fuzzy inside, don't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. Good morning to everybody. There's really no WTFs going on. Of course, still the virus. Still everybody crying about it. I will say that I played a clip that the news was showing this morning of where there's a lake or a park or something, and the sheriff's like, if we see out of state tags, we're gonna tell them to leave. And the governor's like, no, you're not. That's illegal. So I love my cop friends. I ain't trying to pick on nobody. But if you expect us to abide by the law, you have to abide by the very same law. You can't just randomly pull people over and tell them to go home. I've already had some phone calls from some folks about some questionably illegal searches of their vehicles because, if you are driving and you're breaking curfew, then there's probable cause to pull you over. And with probable cause, they then therefore can find some reasons, I suppose, on why they may want to check your vehicle. And I just don't know what to think on this one. Now, if you're asking the dude to give you the license and you smell alcohol on his breath, well, You smell pot in the car. Oh, you know. You smell meth. Oh,
Yeah.
You smell chloroform. You know. You see some duct tape and a shovel in the back seat. You know. I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know. I just expect all of us to be good people. Like, you know, the people with power need to be good people, just like the people without power need to be good people.
That's right. Look, we got Jimmy Geikus in the house.
Has he sent you your
No, he has not, the little PT. Jimmy, you a prick tease. I ain't got my picture you promised me yet.
She just called you out.
I'm waiting on my picture, Jimmy Geikus.
Like you literally, I knew you said, I heard you. I clearly heard you say PT. But for you to just point blank be like, you little prick tease, that was funny. I mean, that was some funny stuff right there. You little prick tease. Sorry, I'm trying to get some video adjusted. Oh my God. You little
Talk all that
prick
crap
tease.
to a girl and then not back it up. I don't know what to think about you, Jimmy.
And even Wansley's laughing. Call him out, you little prick tease. That is hilarious. Tina's in the house. Tracy just got in. Jim Downs just got in. Scott Stewart, what's going on, young man? Karina's in the house laughing. Of course, Wansley's laughing. Oh, I think that's hilarious. You little prick tease. Get a girl all hot and bothered.
Is in the house. Yeah, get a girl all hot and bothered and then just leave her hanging.
Well, now that he knows you got, you know, Zoom, he may hit you up in a little bit. How is it going to be? Like, you have numbers, you know, like a Zoom number. I mean, are we now going to have people going, hey girl, let me get your Zoom number. How weird is that going to be?
Let me get them Zoom digits.
It's kind of pathetic when you think about it.
Okay there, you little PT. Let me zoom you my digits.
Oh, she still calling him a PT and he still ain't even answered. Oh my God.
Ain't even answered me.
Is you scared?
Come on, you gotta laugh about it, Jimmy.
Is you scared? Is almost hold on, let me get my hand right. Is almost Holly too much for you? Oh my God. I truthfully, Tina says, what's Zoom? Zoom is it's kind of like FaceTime.
It's like a meeting platform.
Thank you. And it allows, you know, like for right now with all these people that are stuck at home, you know, like physically, Tina, if you're sitting at home, you could zoom in right now and become part of this video feed. So
part of all this.
Yeah. So if you downloaded the Zoom app, you know, literally I can invite you to join in. So I think it'd just be beneficial. And yeah, if I had I got another 55-inch screen on the way. This one that's behind me is a 50-inch, and it's not bad. It's a lower quality TV. My father-in-law gave it to me, and the story is he had a really great Samsung. One of his nephews, being a drunk dumbass, walking through the house or whatever, knocked it over. Oh, I'm going to replace your TV. We thought, right. Yeah. Well, he replaced it. He just replaced it with a piece of crap. Now, it's okay for watching cartoons like in Zaylee's room. But to do what we're trying to do, you know, it barely does the logos and stuff behind me. So, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah, I got one being donated. I have a very, very nice person who said, look, I got a 55-inch. I'm not using no more. I'm just going to give it to you. So Jeffrey's supposed to go try to pick it up today.
Cool.
Karina says she can only do FaceTime. No, anybody can download Zoom. Anybody. It's a free app.
We got Jonathan Hicks from C-Tail Vapes in the house, Richard Bradshaw, and beautiful Dondra. Hot Dondra.
Well, I mean, it's almost July.
You know Dondra's hot. Dondra and Wansley both are hot.
I can't talk about this. You know, y'all done mentioned stuff about my spank bank. I got to keep my shit private.
Yeah, you got to do your spank bank, and I'm rewriting my calendar.
I can't talk about my spank bank.
Outfits and all.
My wife's
Why?
like, because my wife's like, I know what this is. You don't want to talk about your spank bank because you're afraid of me talking about mine. I'm like, damn right. I don't even want to know. She got Philip Snow up in her spank bank. Blah. She got Philip Snow, Rich Archer, and Jeff Mathias in her spank bank.
Well, Rich
What the
Archer ought to be.
hell?
Look, Rich Archer done make 3 spank banks.
Rich Archer, if Jeff Mathias and Philip Snow's on my wife's spank bank, then Rich Archer's the hottest thing they got. Like, I saw 2 tricks outside of Donut King. Yeah, let me just tell you something. I mean, I was already thinking about some cream-filled donuts before that. I'm just saying.
Did you know?
No, go ahead.
Did you know they posted some pregnant pictures of you the other day?
Pregnant pictures of me?
Mm-hmm.
How did I get pregnant pictures of what?
You was sitting on the couch. I swear you look like you're 3
Oh,
months
with my
pregnant.
pot belly? My dog was sitting with me? Oh, I know. I got to get my ass up and start moving,
And
man.
you know you're pregnant with my baby. That's the joke.
That's kind of a scary thought, but we could cash in if that was true. We could
I said, well,
we could
just
make some
wait
money.
till we do the show where Scotty really looks 9 months pregnant.
Yeah. Let me just say this, man. God has really punished us lately. I mean, we went from 30 days of friggin' rain to where I thought we were going to build an ark to then the pollen got friggin' so terrible that you didn't want to go outside and ride the mountain bike. And now it's like, Jesus Christ, let's just put a plague out there where you can't even leave the house.
Right. Yeah, Wansley said, Holly Fletcher Ellison, did you see the other video Alvin Story posted? Yes, I did. And that's why I said I'm rewriting my calendar, outfits and all. Oh, boy, did I see that video.
Oh, yeah. And so Rich Archer says, ain't nothing wrong with Rich Archer. Ask
Just
around. Well, we have asked around.
And you're finding out he's in every female spank bank you know.
You know what I'm finding out? I'm finding out.
Chicks dig the
No.
spikes.
Here's what I'm finding out. Let me just pull this up. Let me just get this for you. Because this is what I'm starting to find out about Rich Archer. Let me see if I can get this song to play. Dun, dun, dun. It's always something. Because I still ain't got everything set up right to do what I need it to do yet. But here's Rich Archer. And it says we're 40 minutes. That's Rich Archer. Just a gigolo. So anyways, yeah, Zoom just said we've reached our 40-minute mark, which means I'll have to hang up and start over with Almost Holly again. So yeah, anybody can download this app. My friend Kat says, oh, if I can FaceTime in, I would do the show more often. Well, typically...
I was fixing to say, did you see what Kat said?
Yeah, you can FaceTime in all the time. I do have it set up to do that, but... You know, I got FaceTime set up where anybody can FaceTime anytime. We've talked about that before. And not counting the fact of with this Zoom, anybody can download the app, the Zoom app for free. And you could dial in right now. The screen would just go smaller with Holly and add the next person. So
that's right. Good morning, Tammy.
Rich
Wilcox.
Archer, hell yeah, Holly. Chicks dig them.
That's right.
Yeah, they dig holes in the backyard to put the bodies. That's what they dig. So yeah, man, anybody can do this. We were just trying to, I mean, even here's the other thing, like Zoom, I could get Zoom. You got to pay $24 a month. It's like everything's $24 a month now. It's like, get the French toast out of here, dude. Rich Archer, go to commercial. I'll go to commercial in just a second when I have to restart with her. I already planned on doing that. So
yeah, Rich Archer showed that picture the other day of him at the Chop House Grill. He is looking mighty fine.
Oh, in his playa outfit, his just
In
a
his
gigolo.
playa
Yeah, that's what he
outfit,
wears.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wears when he's hanging out down at them bars trying to pick up them women. Hey, girl, you see, the thing about Madison is the truck stop and the traveling. I heard tell, this is just tell though, I heard tell that they done run them off from the truck stop into McDonald's. Because, see, the McDonald's has like this Comfort Inn or something behind it. So Rich has been just like, oh, you come here often? She said, sir, I just come for a double cheeseburger. He's like, girl, I can give you a double wink, wink cheeseburger. And she's like, yeah. But I'm trying to order off the 99-cent meal and not the 59-cent meal. He's like, yeah, but $20 is $20. She says, yeah, but you too cheap for me. Just like
Rich Archer said, hey, jealousy much?
No, nobody is jealous. Reality called and said they want their hair back. Good morning, everybody. Please share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show. It is me with almost Holly, virtual Holly, that is.
Virtual Holly.
It just seemed easier. I know people are just laughing, and I thought it would be funny.
Good morning, Clay Ivy.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Why not? Why not do it this way? You know?
That's right.
It's a whole lot easier. I tell you what, it's a whole lot easier. I'm trying to redo some stuff in our opening credits, so to speak, because I have to be able to share this.
Rich said they getting the loves. That'll be another player spot.
What? Who's getting the love?
I guess down there around the Chop House Grill. They getting the loves truck stop.
Let me tell you, that boy right there this trying to work. Him being a manager is already going to his head. He was telling these hookers the other day, I will comp you some sweet and low if you just come on down here. And I thought, is that a new pickup line? Like, for real, sweet and low. Is there code to that I just didn't catch? And I don't know. It's Rich Archer.
Matthew Simpson said, Holly in the box. Never thought you'd see me in a box, did you?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out. Kat says, have we invented a way to listen to you guys, but damn, stuff moving, but able to do other stuff too? I'm completely confused. We have the app you can download. Kat, thought you knew that. So a friend of mine hit me up and was asking stuff about MP3 players. And I said, she had made the comment about, is there an app where he can listen to music? And I went, Just for Fun Radio.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I forgot about that. And I'm like, I could punch you. Hey, it's Just for Fun Radio. Like, it's not just Facebook, man. Matthew typed it too. He goes, Just for Fun app. Like, tap that app. That was hilarious. That is hilarious. Everybody's typing tap that app. Kat, you asked for that. Nobody's calling you dumb, but it's a good thing you're not a blonde, because you'd have stepped right in that hole. Michael's calling you Holly Headroom. Remember Max Headroom? Dude, the old Pepsi or Coca-Cola or whatever it was back in the day.
Yeah.
So I guess because this will run out in a minute and we'll go to commercial, but has anybody got anything, like any good WTFs? Again, we know it's the corona's out there. That's its own WTF.
We know that.
Right. Nobody.
And look,
got
your
any better.
studio is slacking. This studio here's got hot coffee, snacks. And they made me feel right at home.
Did they?
Yeah.
They leave a mint on your pillow too. Brady Smith says,
Couple of these.
yeah, just for fun radio and a barbecue sandwich this morning. Score. Look, Brady, so Tammy Wilcox
Brady.
Was hooking us up with some info on a pig, because we're wanting to do the whole, it's of course, as soon as the whole corona stuff's over, we're wanting to do a pig here. I think that'd be fun.
We're going to do the pig in the ground and the beer on ice.
Finish it.
All my rabbit friends are coming over tonight.
And there's Holly. Oh, my God. So Scott Stewart says election coming. Man, I have an issue with all these mail-in ballots. If they already said years ago that people going in to vote was fraudulent, that there was fraudulent votes happening, what the hell do you think is going to happen if people do write-ins? That mail-in crap, I think it'd be way too much fraud, way too much. Kat says, I tried that. We'll try again. Could be the coffee issue again. Kat, download Zoom, and I will send you the link to let you tune in. That's what you should do right now. If I had almost Kat and almost Holly, I'd have almost a threesome.
A virtual menage a trois.
Oh my God, I killed myself sometimes. So yes, Scott Stewart said yes, fraud's coming. I mean, think about it. That's just so un-American. There's no way. I think postpone the election. Period. Postpone it. Postponing it is better than fraud. But that's what the Democrats want. They want the fraud. That's what they want. That's how they're going to win. Oh, let's see. Lazy ass people who don't want to vote. You can make it more lazy. Just mail in some fraudulent shit. Oh yeah, they're down. They're down like 4 flat tires in the back of a damn Exxon.
Yeah. They already sending out cards to get your absentee ballot. I got one in the mail the other day.
Me too. There's a lot of people talking about it. Yeah, and Canadian Bacon said someone posted that they got their ballots and the old owners of the house ballots too. Yes. And I can swear to that because of my residence. That's exactly right. I got stuff for people that don't even live here. Like not just the people before me, but just people that don't even live in this area. I'm like, how did I get that? So, Jimmy, you're who? Who is that?
PT.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy, she calling you out. He said virtual threes company. Yeah. Keith right there, boom, just tuned in. What's going on?
Good morning, Keith. I better quit calling Jimmy that. I might have made him mad. He wouldn't even talk to me a while ago. Now he's talking.
Mm-hmm. Scott Stewart says, good thing you moved. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keith said, was that a joke about last night with Levitt and his thugs? I will say that I turned in mega fake pages last night. There was one that was calling himself Leon Nesbitt, and I mean the pictures of their page. Let me even see if it's still up, and it had only been made an hour before the live feed. How funny is that? When you went to look at all the pictures of this Tyrone Nesbitt, every one of them had said an hour ago, meaning it was all made an hour before the debate or whatever you call that video last night. And it's nothing but pictures of this thug with guns and things like that. So I started telling everybody to turn the page in, and it's still up. And I don't see how Facebook has still allowed it to be up because you can clearly tell it's a fake page. And then the other one, Rockdale Facts, that was another fake page. There were so many fake pages, we were turning them all in last night. Because the thing is it's dirty politics when you start having all these fake pages come up there and start attacking each other. If you can't be civilized, I mean, for instance, I have no gives a shit about who is a sheriff of that area. Wink, wink, that's a lie. Because I don't live in that area anymore. My vote doesn't matter because I don't get a vote. But I do still have all my people there, and I want the best for everybody. So not to talk pro or con for any of the people running. All I can say is all sides, except for one who he was personally typing for himself with his name, and he wasn't bashing anybody. But then you had different camps all bashing each other. The sheriff wasn't doing it, but his team was bashing people, and then another dude running his team was bashing people. Donald Ferguson called in And all he did was try to clarify some stuff that was said. He didn't bash anybody per se. And then Jeff Burris, his camp didn't bash nobody. But there was 2 other camps. The guys, the personally guys running for sheriff didn't bash anybody, but their team did. And I just find that to be childish, childish. I'm a comedian. I'm a little bit of a douchebag. I like stirring shit because that's what my job has me doing. But your sheriff's not supposed to stir shit. And the people that are helping elect him probably shouldn't be stirring shit either. And that's really just kind of where we are on that. I just thought, man, that's kind of dirty politics. But don't they say politics are dirty? And that's why I got the hell out of it,
Yep.
Keith says, Rockdale Facts, I heard, was a bunch of Levitt's deputies. And see, I don't know that. His campaign manager should be ashamed of himself, because if that was his campaign manager who was on camera, he should have had enough friggin' balls to look his eyes into the camera and tell that person, whoever that was, you are a poor representation of us, and please stop making us look like shit. Because you're making us look bad. That's what should have been said. One of them was getting shitty with CJ Lester talking a bunch of stupid stuff. And it's like, you're making us look like a bunch of thugs, man.
Yeah.
I wish the sheriff a lot of
Good
luck
morning, Abby.
with the being sick. And I have a person here. I'll just leave his name out right here just to be respectful for him. But he says, I agree. I never said anything during the whole event. And it's just sad. It's just dirty politics. Us in the comedian world, like me and Keith, let us act like complete effing morons. We're trying to make y'all laugh, but nobody is going to let me be a sheriff, and nobody's going to let Woody be a sheriff. Keith can put on his Woody outfit, and he can act like a jackass just like I can act like a jackass. But neither one of us are trying to be a sheriff. Neither one of us are trying to say, let us run your area, or let us do this, or let us do that. Now, if you want us to run Romper Room or maybe the Bouncy House, I think we are qualified for the Bouncy House. Maybe. We might be qualified to run a Bouncy House. But I don't think that, with us mudslinging and talking shit would allow us to be your sheriff. I mean, hell, at this point, Keith, you live in Rockdale. You're qualified to be sheriff. Let's do it. I'll be your campaign manager. Woody for sheriff. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It really is. It's just ridiculous.
Good morning, Alvin.
Alvin's in the house. What's going on, you guys? I guess because this Zoom didn't kick the hell off, I'll go to commercial real quick. Everybody hang tight. I'll mute you for just a second, Holly. We'll be right back.
All right.
You guys don't go nowhere.
Hey, have you ever thought about advertising with Just for Fun Radio? Just know it's just one click away or one phone call away. All you got to do is reach out to us here at Just for Fun Radio. We will advertise you in the best possible manner we can. And listen, the name of the game of advertising is getting that name out there, and we can do it here at Just for Fun Radio.
Copy Central and Conyers can take away your printing blues because they're the copy specialists.
My business needed flyers and it needed brochures. I went to Copy Central and my printing blues were cured.
Give them a call at 770-918-2588 and online at copycentral.org. Copy Central, the copy specialist.
I love Copy Central.
Are you tired of those old tattoos that you've been hiding for years? Make sure you get a hold of Dr. Ink Eraser. That's who's taking care of all my laser tattoo removal needs. You need to call them at 770-702-0944. Call them. They'll set you up with an appointment right here in Conyers or any location that they're doing around Metro Atlanta. That's, again, Dr. Ink Eraser to take care of all your laser tattoo removal needs. You can find them on our website. Hey Hey everybody, DJ Scotty here telling you about Buckeyes and Social Circle. Don't miss out on Buckeyes restaurant right there in Social Circle. On Friday night alone, they have catfish platter. How can you go wrong, dude? They got smoked wings, barbecue, Angus burgers. Oh my God, the burger with the egg on it to die for. Whatever you do, don't miss out on Buckeyes restaurant in Social Circle. Go find them on Facebook. You can find them at Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle.
Buckeyes Restaurant.
Today's show is sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle. Don't get it confused with the others, because this is the choice that you gotta choose. Today's show is sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle. Sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you find out you're missing it. This is a warning. Don't take anything we say too damn serious. Don't be a snowflake. Just remember, it's just for fun. And if you take any of this personally, then personally I suggest you find something else to do with your time.
May I have your attention, please? We're gonna have a problem here. Will the real Slim Shady...
All right, we're back.
We back.
Keith over there,
Freaking
time
back.
out. I'll let you run the jail.
That was funny.
It couldn't be any worse now, could it? I mean, if I ran the jail, there'd be people hanging around. But I don't mean hanging. I just mean hanging around, because I ain't no douchebag like that.
Imagine Scotty run the damn jail.
I guarantee what was done to my stepson wouldn't have happened. I almost brought that up last night because I did send in the NAACP after that jail, after what was done to my stepkid. I hope he does talk to that lawyer who was suing about the death, and he jumps involved with that. Abby's going, nope. Yeah, because I may torture people. You know, pee in the Kool-Aid. No, I'm just kidding. You can't really do that. That'd be human right violations. It'd be like a Nazi camp. You can't do that. Everybody, please
Good
share,
morning,
please share,
Homer
please share.
Ramey's in the house.
Yeah, please share the show. I was trying to tell some people to download the Zoom app and you can join in.
Heck yeah.
Abby says that was some BS. I talked to him while he was there. Oh, yeah. My stepson, yeah. Well, you know, I just hate that. Last night was... Everybody go check out Alex's show, Polytech. Go watch for yourself. It wasn't bad. I just think that for him to have had a better showing, he should have controlled his camp, and his campaign manager should have, you know, told his people, y'all need to simmer it down. You know, you're over here with these fake bullshit ass names representing us. Calm it down. I think by not calming it down showed who you really were. That's right. That's just my opinion. I mean, because I can get stupid, you can get stupid, Keith can get stupid. Everybody that's not running for that position can get stupid. But when you and your people are acting stupid, then yeah, that was wrong. All right, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Keith Bone said, Holly's sexy on the TV screen. Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, I swear to God, I wish I had that mannequin body right now. See, last night
I want to kiss blow-up dolls.
Well, this is going to sound creepy, but I was laying in the bed last night thinking about Holly's head. And I literally said, damn it, man, I'm going to take her and put her head where it would be in the chair. And my wife's going, and we're watching The Walking Dead. So as I'm talking about, so look, I'm going to take Holly's head and put it in the chair. And she goes, she's playing on Facebook. She stops and goes, what the hell did you just say? And I went, I'm going to put her head in the chair where she's supposed to be sitting. And my wife's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I went, oh, okay. So, you know, Like, I was just thinking out loud. I didn't even tell her what I was thinking about, you know? I just did it. It was kind of funny. It was completely funny.
Scotty, look at me, Scotty. I don't know quite how to feel about you're laying in bed thinking about my head.
You know, there's two ways you can look at this. You can look at it sexually and think, damn, he's in there thinking about where he's going to put his head. Or you can think of it like kind of like, you know, serial killer machete hacking. Like, oh my Jesus, this somebody just talking about putting my head in a chair. You know, so there's two different ways you can look at it. I'm not going to read those comments. Those are between other people. I'm just going to let that go. So I don't want anybody to be put in an awkward position. Keith says, I was scared of his thugs. One of them kept telling me to take your old ass to bed. Wow. See, I didn't even read that, dude. Call in, Keith. Call in on that one. Wow. Because
Wow.
here's the thing with all these people who say, I have firsthand knowledge. You can't say firsthand knowledge. I can't tell you that I have firsthand knowledge of something that somebody told Holly. If somebody calls me and tells me, pardon me as I'm burping in y'all's ears, it's firsthand knowledge if I saw it or if it was told to me, but it's not firsthand knowledge if I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who. I mean, I'm just, God, it just drives me nuts when I hear all these people say, oh, I got firsthand knowledge. You heard it from a sister, uncle, twice removed over from your freaking Alabama side of the family. Like, no, you didn't. You did not hear it firsthand. If you're hearing it from somebody else. So anywho's, yeah, I'm just going to keep moving. I'm going to let some of these people have their conversations. Keith says, I'm sure he was a nice guy personally, but he lets them folks around him use him, it sounds like. Okay, so that's part of their conversation. I just don't think that last night Alex did perfect. Alex and Larry did perfect. And I'm glad that Alex has made a decision, and I don't know if I can use the words based on what happened to me. He decided he wasn't going to be that guy. But when I was buddy with Oz, I'd have people come on the show, like Oz come on the show and all these other people who were running for these positions. And I allowed myself to get sucked into Oz's camp would send me information about the person he was running against. But then the person he was running against, their camp would send in stuff. So like when Oz would be sitting on the show, I was actually, to use the word entertaining, meaning I was allowing it. I was entertaining it. I was allowing the people to call in and bash each other. And Alex is like, if you want to be anonymous and send me stuff, whether it be factual or not, if you want to stay anonymous, then your information don't get discussed. If you want to call in and say, hey, this is Bob, and I work at the fire department, and this is what I know, he says, sure, we'll entertain that. But if you're not willing to put your name to it, we're not entertaining it. And see, I knew I had several phone calls from people's camps telling stuff. And then last night, something was brought up about Mike Myers. Now, I know stuff personally about Mike. Friends with Mike. Do I agree with some of his personal tragedies? You know, he was married, he got divorced. The problem is you had a position with the county, and just like when you work here, whether you have a personal life or not, Keith has learned his lesson, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. Keith has admittedly said, I've learned my lesson. When you do this and you're in front of people, you don't really have a private life anymore. Right. Everything is in front of everybody. When me and Keith went and had our little makeup lunch, he's like, God, you were so right, dude. Everybody is always right up in your effing business. I was like, yes, sir. Right. I tried telling you. That day me and him went walking at the park. I gave him the lowdown, and he looked at me that day at lunch. He goes, God, man, you were so right. You told me. I said, yeah, I tried just to warn you. So back to the Mike stuff. Whether he cheated on his wife, whether his wife cheated on him, whether they got divorced for one reason or another reason, they did. But there was people last night trying to say that he doesn't have he wasn't in the military. I've seen his military ID. I stood in Panera Bread's parking lot, saw his ID. We talked about him being in the Navy. I saw all the pictures. I know the dude was in the Navy, but everybody was trying to paint these images last night. And it's just sad. And here's what's really funny. The dude don't even live in our county or y'all's county. He don't even live in Georgia. Like, he moved out to Augusta. Then I think he's legally in North Augusta or something now. He's running a church. He has zero to do with politics, and he damn sure ain't got crap to do with Rockdale. Why was his name even brought up last night? You know, like,
Right.
it didn't even matter. But people trying to sling mud.
Good morning, James. Good morning, Tara and Moondog.
Yeah, one of our people, I'm assuming Rich, maybe. It's impossible to stay the same person in politics. And that's true. And that's why I stay out of it. I've already said it clear. Hold on, this is Keith. Hey, Keith. By the way, Keith,
Hey,
I
man.
can hear you. The show can hear you, but Holly cannot hear you. So if you need me to repeat anything to her, I just don't have it wired that way yet. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's no problem. I won't keep it long. I got to go see about my mother. But, yeah, last night, Alex and Larry had a really good show, I thought. They handled it real well. I mean, it was a very good show, and I'm glad for them. Their numbers were way up there last night. But, yeah, I had questioned the sheriff about, past sheriffs did it. Anytime you had a problem in your jail, anytime you had a problem with your officers, anytime you had a problem within a department, you always brought in the GBI to handle it, investigate it. It left you out of it. And he kept avoiding the question. And there was other questions I asked him. And there was a guy on there named Ponder, and there was a lady on there. Dude, I did not even know these people. They started throwing threats at me on Facebook. They were, you need to take your old ass to bed and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't even know you folks. I'm just asking a question. But you could just tell it was, and I don't want to call it that, but I'm just going to call thugs, because that's what it was. It was like thugs coming out of the woodwork.
The things they typed to CJ kind of was a little shocking to me. And some of the insulting things that they said to just different people during the live feed was insulting. And then the whole bullshit one with the Nesbitt was completely a fake site, completely just, I
thought that was kind of weird. There was one on there, the Nesbitt person or whatever you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if that was Nesbitt's kid or who it was. And I thought what they were saying towards the sheriff, I thought, wait a minute, if Nesbitt is the commissioner, they are saying some bad things. They are really getting some things started here. And, I even questioned him about taser guns and cameras. They've already got millions of dollars in a budget, and he's and Levitt's asking for more millions of dollars. And I got to give Nesbitt credit. When he sat up there on that commissioner stand, he said how much money he had put in an account for him, and Levitt acted like he didn't even understand what he was saying. He said, Mr. Levitt, do you not understand how this budget works? And he just kept avoiding the questions and let somebody else talk for him. So I think the problem I see up there is Eric, at one time was probably a nice person, a good guy, and I'm not saying anything bad about his credit or him personally, but I think he's gotten so many people around him now that's running the department basically, and they're using him. He's become a puppet for them. And there's one or two I know for a fact out of DeKalb County, and they've got some bad rap. I've already called up there and found out about them, and one of them is the chief under him. And I'm sorry, it's those folks kept sitting on there last night saying, oh, this is the best sheriff we've ever had in this county. Whoa, back up there. Give credit where credit's due. There's been a lot in the past. Vic Davis was a good friend of mine, and you talking about a good sheriff in Rockdale County. Guy Norman was another one. There was a bunch of different ones. And Vic told me back in the day, all the sheriffs would always bring the GBI in when there was an issue, and it would leave you out of the problems. But I'm telling you, and I told Eric this one time in a thing online, and he never would answer. I said, Eric, you know, why do you not defend your department? Why do you not, when things happen in the department, somebody dies in your jail, you don't come on TV and stand forward and say, this is what happened. I'm defending my department. You know, you don't, he does none of that. Right. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to get into politics this morning.
No.
That really irritated me last night because I sat there and I was really shocked at the comments I heard from people on his side. Now, there was one or two.
It was mostly bashing is the problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, even just civilians talking shit to people. Like all of a sudden we were watching Fox 5 with all those nasty ass cooters typing stupid stuff.
I was really shocked because I just came into the picture. When I came in online and saw it, I thought, okay, good. I can ask him a question or two. Well, I did. He never answered it. And then all of a sudden there was a lady, black lady on there, and that Ponder guy was a real jerk, and he kept saying some really crazy, you know, he didn't even know me, and he said, hey jerk, you need to get off here, you don't even know who you're talking to, and blah blah this and that.
Yeah. And if you click on most of those ladies who were talking, by the way, because that's what I was doing with my iPad, you click on them and they're all little Miss Church going, pretending to be so perfect. Yeah.
Right. Right. So this Nesbitt one was not anybody in particular.
No, completely a fake page. Y'all can go look it up.
Fake page.
Yeah.
Also,
nothing but thug, gangster, wannabe teenagers with guns.
What was the name of the other page that was there that kept
Rockdale
talking about
Fact.
Rockdale? Those?
Yep.
I found out after the show
Turned all
that was
those
a bunch
into.
of the deputies.
Yep.
I heard that was a bunch of deputies on his deputies. And I'm thinking, if Eric knew that, he should have said, y'all need to stop right now.
Well, you know, his campaign manager knows it. Why didn't his campaign manager stop it?
Now, let me ask you a question. The guy sitting next to him, is he the one that's in all the turmoil about going after some of these people the guy
I have
cut?
no idea.
Was that who that was?
No, I have no idea.
I'm not for sure, but he was kind of quiet. He didn't have much to say. But I will say, Alex and Larry held it great. They had a great show. I'm glad for them. The numbers were high, and Alex, you know, he kept it on track. Him and Larry both did. And, you know, we wish the sheriff well. You know, I did make comments. You know, one, I said, I hope you know.
Yeah, as a human being, I hope you heal better. You're just suck at your job.
Me. One of them hit me up and said, how dare you? You shouldn't even say anything to the sheriff because you're over here. And I was like, what?
Your vote matters, dude.
So I basically said, you know, on there, I said, let me tell you, y'all don't know who I am, but I'm not scared of you thugs. And that's all this is he's brought a bunch of thugs from DeKalb County into Rockdale County Sheriff's Office. And I will tell you right now, my name is Keith Rockdale Bone, and I don't give a damn what they think of me. They're not going to run me out of this county. I don't care who they are.
That's right.
And I will bash them just as hard because me and Scotty can do that.
Hey, well, the thing is, I protected myself. I got the hell out of that county because let me tell you something. When they started talking about gang stuff last night, he's like, well, yeah, I went, really? What about the drive-by in front of my house? Nobody talked about it. Point blank, I even described what happened. Yep. Not one person talked about it.
No, because there was one lady on there.
I even gave video to the deputies.
She started bashing you, saying something about, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or you know.
I know.
But I got to give him credit. Ferguson did not say, he was a good guy. He didn't
all
say
he
anything
did was
out of the
defend
way.
himself.
Yes, that's all he was doing. Burris was on there. There was one or two of Burris's that were defending him, but I have sat and talked to Burris on the phone for 2 hours one day, and he's got a lot of experience. And I'm not saying, you know, to vote for him or anything. I'm not saying to vote for anybody. I'm just saying Rockdale County needs a change. And Burris.
Look, Ferguson or Burris has got one of the two has got to make a difference.
Right there. One of those two right there. And see, the problem with Ferguson, the bad part with him, they're coming after him now because he's from Fulton County, you know, and people in their mind that don't know Ferguson going to say, oh my God, for Fulton County, I would never vote for him. They don't have anything to do with it. You got to look at their credentials, their experience. And I like Ferguson. I really do. And I like Burris, but I've heard that this Corey Booker, is that his name? Hambrick, Corey Hambrick. One of them is one of Oz Nesbitt's guys. So
yeah, he works for Oz.
Heard that if Levitt gets beat out, that he needs him to be in there so they can, you know, hold the reins.
What's that going to be like? You wonder who controls the county then?
Well, like I say, I talked to Burris one day on the phone for about 2 hours, and I asked him same questions that I asked Eric. He answered them all. Very intelligent. He told me ideas he had, and he said, yes, there is gangs in Rockdale County, and he knows every one of them, and he's going to go after them. That would be his first thing. And but for Eric and him to say, you know, or whoever that was on there last night, saying there's no gangs.
Listen,
they said you need to take your DeKalb mentality back. That's what they told me. You need to take your DeKalb.
Yeah, but that's coming. And here's the sad part about the drive-by that happened in front of my house. For everybody that makes the comments about drive-bys happening in Rockdale, the number one thing nobody is addressing, it happened 500 feet, 500 yards, I mean, from the high school. It involved 4 juveniles in a white car shooting up a locksmith van with a mother who just picked up her 14-year-old daughter. This is a drive-by shooting at the friggin' high school that involves children, not just somebody drove by some thug's house and shot up a house. Not one time does anybody address this. Nobody wants to address it.
No. And I've heard, you know, that they do a lot of misdemeanors come in, or felonies, and they change them to misdemeanors to make their numbers look better, that sort of thing. It's all hearsay. I've heard those things. But the problem is, and I will say this, nothing against any of the deputies. I respect them. I appreciate what they do for us every day. The morale could be down a little bit. I don't know. But I will be honest with you, since this quarantine thing's been going on, you see more Conyers police and you see more Georgia State patrols running this county. I hardly see deputies out in this county running the roads.
And see, I don't know, because I haven't been coming that way.
Yeah,
I know I've kind of got a target
but
on myself.
You hardly ever see them. But you know, a lot of sheriffs, and I'll let you go. A lot of sheriffs that have been there a long time, they get complacent and they get stuck in their own way, and that's why I think it's time for them to go. You know, and a lot of times. Eric's only been there 8 years, but Eric's let too many outsiders come in that department, and they're telling him what to do, I think, and he's a puppet on a string. And one thing too, I don't understand this, and I questioned this last night, and boy, they shot me down quick. He wouldn't even answer it. When you got a county that's got a funeral home,
when he brought up his whole family being there,
conflict of interest, that's problems. And they avoid.
I tell you, my biggest conflict of interest that I've ever point blank named. When you go in there to get fingerprinted, you have to go to the jail to get fingerprinted. And when you're sitting in the waiting area, you got the lady behind the window who is, and I hate to say it, but every time I've been there, ghetto ass mentality. And let me tell you something. You don't talk to me like I'm a convict. I'm there to get fingerprinted for my gun permit. You don't talk to me like I'm there to see my kid in jail because I'm white trash and my kid's white trash. Those shitty people working behind that glass need to be fired. That's one issue. Number two, my other issue is the payphone right there, right above the payphone, has all the bail bondsmen. The one directly above the phone, Levitt's bail bonds, and then to the right another one, then to the right another one. So you want me to just believe just for Levitt's bail bonds just happened to be the first one above the payphone? Really?
I've seen
just happened to be just coinky dink. That's the one. No.
It's amazing. Some of the stories I've heard coming out of the county. It's just
yes.
It is bad, and if most people heard it, they wouldn't even tolerate it, not one bit. And you know, he doesn't want the GBI coming in because they would investigate that whole department. There would be some serious issues.
Well, it's like I saw a lady that come from the back of the jail with an inmate, and she walks out, and she has huge Whoopi Goldberg looking dreads hanging down on her shoulders. Well, all your hair's supposed to be pinned up. And secondly, with long dreads, people you could be grabbed. They could use that to hold you down. And that don't even go with your officer's description of what you're supposed to wear at work. That's another issue. I was driving down the road, and it wasn't that long ago, and passed a woman as I was passing Young American. She's driving a county police car in full uniform with her friggin' her dreads all hanging down. Well, what happened to you have to have your hair pinned up? Why do we have an officer with dreadlocks driving down the road? I mean, if the white girl has to pin her hair up, she has to pin her hair up.
Right. The website y'all are talking about that they're investigating, what is that website about? I didn't catch on to that one last night. I came in after that.
Rumor has it Corey Hambrick and Oz Nesbitt are behind. Rumor has it, allegedly, they are behind this website that says Not Right for Rockdale.
Okay. All right.
Allegedly.
Because I think I think a lot of people were accusing Ferguson and Burris for doing that.
Yep. But rumor around town.
Was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every one of them is, one team is trying to say that Ferguson and Jeffrey's behind it. One team is trying to say that Nesbitt and Corey's behind it. And then you got another team trying to say this, and this is all fictional. All I'm saying is allegedly. Yeah. I'm not saying one or the other is. I'm saying allegedly every team is blaming the other team. Right.
Ferguson and Burris, I can say they've been respectful.
I've researched, and you can't find the owner. It's some bullshit.
You can't find it.
Yeah, whoever it is, it's kind of like when you have a cell phone. I mean, a cell phone number or a regular phone, and you pay to be unlisted. Whoever who is paid for this website has paid extra to be unlisted. I have a couple of people that I've called and said I need to find out who the owner is. And it's virtually impossible. They're paying extra to not be busted.
You know what?
So again, I'm only telling you what the alleged is, where everybody's alleged.
What's funny about it is what you said earlier about me and you running for the sheriff's office. I even thought about that at one time and talked about doing that. I had a lot of people behind me, and yes, I was very, very much so a year and a half or so ago, because I had talked to Charles and talked to several other people, and I know some deputies that were up there that now are gone because
most people I know have left.
Yeah, they've left.
People don't want to be there.
You've got to be a hands-on sheriff. You have got to be out there with your guys.
Well, rumor has it that he is very hands-on.
Well, that's what I've heard. In the beginning, he was.
Oh, no, sir. That's not what I meant.
Oh, okay. I've heard that one, too. And if that's the truth, let me tell you something. If that's the truth, Eric Levitt should be under the jail right now. And if I find that out, let me tell you, that's sick, and he's crazy. If that is all true, and I know what you're talking about, but a sheriff, the sheriff I do work for in Putnam County, Howard Seals, he wouldn't put up with this garbage that's going on in this county. Let me tell you, he is top notch, and he would not put up with what's going on up here. This wouldn't even be happening. But he is a hands-on sheriff. That's the first thing you do is make sure your deputies have what they need on the road. They need, the state-of-the-art equipment, the up-to-date equipment. You need to make sure your guys, and even I had told somebody one time, I said, I would be a hands-on sheriff. I'd be out there in the car with them. I want to see what's going on the streets. I'm not going to be sitting behind a desk telling them what to do.
You can put on some pretty walking clothes and just go walk around through some neighborhoods.
I could put a dress on, or whatever, and just be, or I could dress up like a thug or a gangster.
You just have your own people. You just have your own thugs type stuff.
Yeah, and go up there and throw the bags and be like, I thought you're a crazy gangster. You're a police gangster. But, I mean, it's
and the sad part is some people have been born and raised and never lived outside that county, and they're the They're
Right.
the guys
They
that
don't
are just
understand.
watching what's happening.
Well, and those people that were on there last night bashing, I used to live in DeKalb. I'm from DeKalb County, Decatur. We moved to Conyers in '77, and then one guy gets on there and he says, "I've been living here all my life." Sir, let me tell you something. This county wasn't like this before.
That's right.
But
And anybody that says it is full of shit.
Exactly. And they were basically saying, this county's always been a good county. Well, it has. But when you get a sheriff that does it, the morale, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what anybody says, whatever a deputy does, whatever the jail does, whatever the uniform division or the detectives division, it don't matter. What anybody does in Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, what anybody does in DeKalb Sheriff's Office, you know what I say? It all falls on the sheriff. Everything goes
captain
back to
of
him.
the ship is always responsible of the ship.
Yes. He runs his department.
Right.
So everything that happens falls on him, and he is supposed to stand up and take the blame or take the fall or stand up for his department or get an outside source to come in and investigate it to keep him out of all this trouble. He does not do it. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I question him, because past sheriffs have done it. Call the GBI in. It relieves you of any problems, but he will not do it. And
well, people are scared of what you'll find.
Oh yeah,
dude, they took when my
We
stepson was in there with kidney stones, they had a male nurse. From what I understand, one nurse is not supposed to be left with just an inmate by themselves.
Right.
This male nurse had to put a catheter in my son's dick. Let's just say it. And they didn't use KY, and they shoved an 18-inch catheter and repeatedly tried to jam it in there. And my son is saying, "Have you ever done this before?" "Well, no, but I've seen it done." "Well, I don't think you're doing it right. You need some lube." And he put his finger in my son's face and said, "Don't tell me how to do my job." Number one, why was that guy left with my son to do that? Number two, if you've never done that, you're not supposed to be doing that. Then they left it in there for days, and you can't do that either. Like, they wouldn't take him to the hospital. I mean, I literally sent in the NAACP several times. Yeah, man. I hope my son sues the ever living shit out of him.
They should. He should.
Because they could have. They could have killed him. They could have caused an infection, because he did get one infection, but that could have killed him. But secondly, it could have ruined him, so he never had kids again.
There was a woman on there last night talking about. They were talking about somebody mentioned that kid that died in the jail and from dehydration, and there was a woman on there last night. One of the ones that targeted me, and she had the audacity. If that was my child, I would have gone after her. She said they didn't kill him. He just didn't want to eat.
Yeah.
So he starved himself to death.
Yeah. Hey, you're still responsible for that.
Yeah, you are an idiot. It doesn't matter.
You take him and put him in a hospital bed, put an IV in his arm, handcuff him. Because if he's mentally not able to safely take care of himself, it's your responsibility to see to it that he is safe.
Well, I tell people, tune in to Larry and Alex's show, because they are fixing to have some of the other guys that are running for sheriff.
Oh, you bet. When those two get on there,
it's fixing to get interesting.
When those other ones get on there, those camps that were talking shit last night will really be over there talking shit.
Well,
all them church-going people that love Eric, all them nasty cunts will be typing stupid stuff with their pretty purple hats on.
They're doing it on Saturday and Sunday because there's so many of them. But I think Hambrick is the next one.
Oh,
I don't even know this guy, but I want to see what this clown has to say, because he, I think, was. It's a mess, but y'all watch it. It's getting good, I'm telling you. And like, I will be honest with you, like Burris has said and Ferguson has said, Rockdale County better get a change or we're done. We are done if we don't get a change. And it's going to, they both said that. So with that, I'll end it there. So,
yes, sir.
And me and you in the sheriff's office? No, I don't think that would work.
Nah.
What would we do
It'd be
with
fun.
Holly?
She would.
What will we do with Holly?
Well, Holly can't hear. Holly will hear this in a few seconds, but look, I'm going to make her see my face. She'll get a rubber glove, and she's going to check all the drug mules.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holly's going to be the, sir, I need you to bend over and cough 3 times. Okay. Okay. Could you cough again? Ooh.
She might like that too much.
Deeper. Cough deeper. Holly's over here talking shit. Hold on. What?
Y'all gross.
Holly's going to be like, I swear there's a Rolex in there. Cough again.
All right, brother. Y'all have a great day.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right, brother.
All right, bye. Yeah, I had muted you, Holly, because I knew you were trying to listen to them or listen to the show. So,
right.
But I knew you couldn't hear him unless you turned it on your phone. So,
right.
Yeah, man, it's
enough to hear it.
Yeah, man, it's a hot mess. I mean, it's a hot mess. That's everybody that still lives in that county. Y'all all have a right to say what you believe and what you feel, and you know, those fake ass pages last night were just funny. You know, funny, not funny. You know what I mean? Funny, not funny. Hey, do you got anything to talk about? Because I did not go take a whiz, and I'm gonna take my whiz. If you got anything to talk about.
No, but I can find something to talk about.
Yeah, talk to some of them fools in the chat. I see Alex is talking. You know, fools. There's Jeffrey and Alex.
Fools? Why would you call them fools? So how y'all doing today? I'm sorry I missed your show last night, Alex. I was in the books. I was doing some homework. So I missed it. It was 10 o'clock before I knew it. So I hate I missed it. I wanted to see the sheriff and hear what he had to say, but sounds like I got the gist of it on here. Hearing Keith's phone call, I had my phone turned up where I could hear him. So anybody got any WTFs? I had to get up a while ago. My Tasmanian devil over here woke up and come out. I had to go get him settled. He's sitting over there now on the couch watching the tablet. Yep. So he's being good right now. I guess y'all seen him for a second when I picked him up.
Oh, yeah.
Got
that was
him
cute.
Settled over there.
He just on his tablet.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, you know the good thing about you not being here? I don't have to wash my hands after I go pee.
Oh, gosh. Well, before I come back, you sanitize that table.
Oh, my hair. Let me wipe that right there for you.
Your penis might have the corona.
So did you hear, speaking of, they're saying some tiger now has it.
Tiger?
Yeah, they're saying some tigers done caught the corona. And I'm like, how in the hell has some tiger done caught the corona? Did somebody go just like put their face to his nose and like, come on, people. Is this possible? Are the animals now going to get sick? Because they've been saying this whole time that your pets can't get sick.
Right.
And now you have all these morons trying to say that the ocean people are claiming that, you know, this stuff can, this can live in the ocean water. And it's like, get the hell out of here. That stuff ain't gonna live in that. So listen, I'm trying to send I do all this shiznit.
Right.
Invite contacts. And of course, I don't have her in here yet, so hang on just a second.
All right.
Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Stay right yonder. Now, I mean, we can still hear you. The good thing is it didn't disappear. Your face left for a second. There you go. You're back. Almost Holly's back.
Almost Holly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, John Crumbly said cats and bats have had corona for years. It's a scare tactic by the media.
So
great. I have a cat.
So a tiger's a cat, right? So I mean, is that what we're saying?
Right.
So is that
I guess
really,
so.
like he says, it's just a scare tactic to try to freak people out?
Jeffrey said they say the tiger got sick because its handler was sick with corona.
Okay. And Abby says it's at the Bronx Zoo in New York. Okay. Tara, who is the anal gland expert, says not the same strand as COVID-19. We have vaccinated dogs for this, but not the same strand. So we're basically just allowing the media to stir drama. That's what we're saying. I mean, that's what we're saying. We're clearly saying the media is just stirring shit because they can.
Right.
People are just horrible.
Good morning, Tessa.
I effed up and typed on the Fox video of the president talking yesterday, and I was just reading so many stupid ass people typing live.
Morning.
Good morning. Hey, I'm gonna fix this so Holly can hear you. Hang on a sec. Start talking.
Okay. So, Scotty, when this initially kicked off, I asked the rhetorical question, what about animals? Are our pets at risk for this? So I started doing some research, and I can't find an instance where a coronavirus has jumped from a human to an animal. I would be very skeptical of this report, especially as it's coming from a U.S. mainstream media outlet at the moment.
Oh yeah, Channel 2. Channel 2 was the one.
Well, we have to remember these are the same people that said somebody died from hydrochloroquine when that person was actually drinking fish tank cleaner
Yes.
that had an ingredient that looked similar to that. They read it and thought, oh well, that sounds the same.
I know.
We'll drink some fish tank cleaner.
Yeah, and
The
when
media
that
knew
stuff was
that.
happening.
Well, the media knew that from the get-go. They knew that it was a bogus story, but they ran with it anyway. So, animals, these coronaviruses, and there's tons, there's multiple strains of coronavirus. They generally, they start in animals, right? We've had the swine flu, the bird flu, M1H1, stuff like that. And some of them are able to jump from animal to human. But I can't find any instance ever where it jumped back the other way.
That's just.
But Tara is saying that the tiger, apparently they've tested the tiger, and apparently it's tested positive for this strain of coronavirus.
No. What she's saying that cat. Okay, so John, who is a pharmacy tech, says that cats. Let me go back. That cats and bats have already had corona. Tara is saying,
for years.
Yes, cats, but it's a different strand. It's not COVID-19. So this cat did not catch it. The media is full of.
Well, what Tara said what Tara said is they've been vaccinating dogs against strains of coronavirus, but not this strain.
Right.
And underneath her message, she said this tiger actually has this particular strain, the strain we're experiencing.
All right, hold on.
now.
I'm scrolling now. However, the tiger does have this strand, but here again, it says, her last statement says, I think dogs will be okay because they have been vaccinated for this for years, but I think we may see it in cats. The tiger was tested positive for this strand. Holy smokes.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to be very skeptical about that until I hear it from a scientist. No, I'm saying about the media, not Tara.
Right.
I'm going to be very skeptical about what we're being told until I hear it from a scientist rather than a so-called journalist.
Dude, I already told all of you. I already told all of you the phone call that I got straight up was don't believe any of your local law enforcement and don't believe any of your local media that it's all being pushed. It's an agenda. People can think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, my phone call is not bullshit.
Well, listen, I've seen, so independent media, independent journalists, people like you and I that do our own shows and go out and cover things by ourselves. I've seen a lot of stuff coming from independent journalists up in New York. where they're going to hospitals and the hospitals are empty. The lines that are claimed to be there just aren't there. The panic and the overrun that's claimed to be there just isn't there.
Just
now,
isn't.
Well,
remember, I told you that I got a FaceTime from the emergency room of a hospital that claimed it was mass chaos. And I literally saw the FaceTime of the empty hallway. Not one person on a gurney in the hallway, nothing. I saw it live with my own eyes firsthand. I didn't hear it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend because I got a cousin. My mother-in-law told me. I'm telling you, I saw this myself.
Right.
And on the outside of each room hung a blue outfit. Meaning each time that nurse on duty goes in, she has to put that on and only that blue outfit to deal with that person. I physically saw this myself. And I'm blown away at all these people talking about the war zone. And everything that we've seen does not point out that it's a war zone. Go back to what you were saying, but I wanted to be very clear. I saw it.
It makes you wonder, why are we being told one thing and yet we're seeing something completely different from independent media?
Yes.
Whereas if you look at the mainstream media, they're showing videos of hospitals. Turns out they're showing video of Italian hospitals.
Okay.
And portraying it as American hospitals.
So did you see where the news got busted, where they took a picture from Italy and all they did was Photoshop some nurses and doctors standing in the room, but they show you a laptop and a box under a gurney, and the door and the curtains and everything are identical. And it's no different than when I shared pictures the other day. And God, why I can't believe Alex didn't even jump on this one, but I said unemployment is the highest that it's been. And then Channel 2 shows this huge line inside the unemployment office and wrapping outside and around the building. And I had one person go, I'm on unemployment and the office has been closed for 2 weeks. And I went, so you're saying the media lied? Sir?
Right. People aren't allowed to the unemployment office right now. You have to do it all electronically.
So here's the catch. People like me that's not on unemployment, I don't know this. So let's just say 60% of America that might not be on unemployment doesn't know that that picture was fake. And then the other percentage of people that are on unemployment or on unemployment know the picture's fake. So we're allowing the media to twist us and make us believe stuff that's not true. All right, go, Alex. I just want to make sure we're clear. People get what we're saying.
Well, listen, I'm just saying it's odd. I'm not saying that there's this big conspiracy. I'm just saying it's very odd that we're seeing one thing and being told another. And I'm at the point here right now where I trust independent journalists far more than I trust the mainstream media. And that's why when it comes to this story about this tiger, I'm very skeptical about this until I hear it from a scientist.
Well, and if I read it on Facebook, oceanologists are now afraid that this is alive in the water. Whatever. We already have the flesh-eating disease in the water in the ocean that you can't tell, you can't even explain. So you're not going to convince me the corona is living in the hot tub, and you're not going to convince me the corona's living in my dog's fish bowl, and my pool has it, and that it's a puff of cloud like pollen falling out of a tree. I mean, we got to be smarter than this. Me and you agree. We're not going to say, me and Alex are agreeing on a lot of stuff. We're not saying that there's this big conspiracy. We're just saying that the friggin' news is not telling the truth.
Yeah. We've got to be skeptical of the media at this point. We have to be. When ABC got caught showing video from an Italian hospital and telling Americans this is an American hospital, we have to question their motive. Why are they doing that? If it was actually happening in an American hospital, wouldn't we have video from an American hospital? Why would they risk showing video from an Italian hospital if video was available from an American institution?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
And see, here's the thing I like to pick on I like to pick on when it comes to humans and Facebook. I pretty much got my Facebook maxed out with 5,000 people on my first personal page. We're at, hold on, I just because I just want to just do this. And then our physical liked page is at 14,000. So if you look at 14,040 people on the Just for Fun page, 5,000 on my personal page, let's just quickly not even count all the other pages. Because Just for Fun has 10 friggin' pages, you guys. So just saying my personal page and this puts us at 19,000 people. Not counting how many people I know, just randomly know that have nothing to do with Facebook. Now, you want me to believe out of roughly 20,000 people, I have not heard from one nurse that I physically know telling me that these hospitals are war zones. We've got one nurse that we're friends with that she's in self-quarantine right now. She doesn't have corona. She's in quarantine because there was a guy that she had to deal with in her hospital that they think might have it. Not that he tested for it. He might have it. So therefore, if she dealt with him, she can't be around anybody, so she's at home, self-quarantine, and she's watching us right now because I've already seen her name. But 19,000 people, nobody's told me nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, a lot for overlap as well, right? It's probably going to be less than 19,000. There's going to be people who are friends of both pages. But regardless, at the same time, yeah. You know, my sister's working. She's in England, obviously, works for the. She owns her own business, but she went back into her old nursing job to help out with this pandemic. So she's actively treating patients now in England. And in England, there is actual evidence that the hospitals are reaching their capacity, at least in intensive care. But it's the same story there as here. The majority of people that get this, they're at home. They're at home taking care of themselves because the majority of people who catch this are going to recover from it without needing a respirator and without needing intensive care.
Well, and how many people are at home that have it, that have not tested for it, have not been diagnosed for having it, and have not even reported it to the hospitals?
Yeah, and we won't know that until there's a serology test.
And you're never going to know. And another thing, a friend of ours that is a nurse is saying that right now, because there isn't enough test, or there hasn't been, even if they say there is coming test, there hasn't been enough test, that they're doing, it was either MRIs of lungs or CAT scans of lungs, and whatever the color in the bottom of the lungs that they want to believe is the COVID-19 is the same color that somebody who has bronchitis has. So how many people have been diagnosed for having 19 and they just have bronchitis?
Well, sure. I mean, you can't...
Because they're making jumps to conclusions because they don't have a test.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an upper respiratory tract infection. That's all they're scanning for there. They're not actually looking for the virus. They're looking for they're labeling it. They're labeling it and calling it the virus, but there's no proof it's the virus. I think, well, yeah, there's no proof. I think it would be a safe bet this time, and I don't think you would have many misdiagnoses at this particular time. And something caused that upper respiratory infection. Right now, the COVID-19 virus is causing that to happen. So they're making what I would consider a relatively safe assumption. Look, I don't question the number of infections. I don't question the number of deaths. I do question any information the media put out. Right
and listen,
now,
by the way,
it's not coinciding with the information that independent journalists are putting out.
And right now, my wife, I just got this. She's sitting in the doctor's office. They're sending her for x-rays right now. And that's been our biggest fear, is because to get x-rays, she's got to go into the hospital. And they've been saying this whole time, we don't want to send you into a hospital and take any kind of chances. Stay out of the hospital.
What hospital is she?
I don't know.
ask her to take some video.
I'm fixed. I wasn't going to say that on there. I was just wasn't going to say that out loud.
Oh, I mean, there's no harm in saying it out loud. Take some video while you're there. Let's see if this hospital is
I just said take video of what you see. Is it a real war zone?
Right.
And see, we've got friends that are nurses that are in other states that are radiologists, x-ray techs and stuff like that. They're all wearing their mask, but nobody is saying it's a freak zone. I saw people posting pictures yesterday of outside coned off parking lots with tents. Do you know what I didn't see? Any people.
Anybody there. Right. No people. Exactly. That's why I say, why, you know.
Hey, Elaine,
again,
message my wife. Tell her you love her.
I just do not, I hate to say it, but I do not trust the mainstream media in America right now. I just
listen here, just from the wife. She says, no LOLs. And I don't know what that means. She just said, no one's here at the doctor. I'll let you know about the hospital.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, listen, I'm just very skeptical right now.
Yeah.
We've shut down the entire economy, and the information we're getting from the media doesn't jive with, like I said, doesn't jive with what independent media is showing us. And we need to be concerned that people, we got to ask, listen, skepticism is healthy, and people have to be skeptical, and they have to question authority, and they have to question the media and what we're being told, especially if there's a discrepancy the way we're seeing right now. This is just insane, the discrepancy between the two sources. Something's going on. Something weird is happening.
So Junior, aka John, who's the pharmacy guy, said most are testing positive. I know, and getting hydroxy, blah, 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 and being sent home for 48 hours with 48. Okay. Sent home within 48 hours with the 7 to 14 day treatment. Good morning to all the people just tuned in. Hold on one second. Now, one person.
Well, no, that's important. That's an important point. Hold
yes.
on. He's saying that they are now prescribing hydroxychloroquine.
Yes.
Good.
And being sent home within 48 hours for the 7 to 14 day treatment. But I was trying to get back down real fast before it moves, because you know how fast this moves. A lady named Susie says, I went to get tested, and it looks like, and the way it's worded, it looks like VA war soon. I'm not sure what that means, because the like and VA are together. So I don't know. Is there a mistype, Susie? If you can please retype that.
She's probably saying it looks like a war zone.
Maybe. That's kind of what I just want to make sure. I want to make sure, because this is important that we know this. She says, hey, Alex, I got tested. Can I send you pictures of what it was like? Yes, send pictures to all of us, because the problem is it's just like Home Depot. Okay? Watch the comparison. I'm getting pictures of Buford Home Depot, and I mean, it's like every white-collar computer guy who sits at home and fakes that he's working from home, or like all 300 of them are trying to go get sod shit for their house. So there's like 100 people standing outside of Home Depot, and not construction workers, just average Joes. Then I get pictures of like the Covington store, 2 or 3 average Joes standing in line with 50 construction workers that need to go in there and actually get something, and not just walk around to buy some frigging grass seed. So the problem is, yesterday, Home Depot, not Home Depot, but Walmart. I'm going to paint an image to you of what happened at Covington Walmart. So I have a guy who is a band member who is up in the Cartersville area, and I'm on live FaceTime, with him going to Walmart. He gets there. There's the area for the line, but no line. And he just walks in. But 20 minutes before he called me, I'm reading where one of my friends went to the Covington Walmart. They pull up. There's no people in line. There's a designated line area, but nobody in line. So as they're getting ready to walk in the door, there's an old man, a retired old man on a fucking walker. There's no people in line. The old man starts to go through the door on the walker. Some stupid ass employees step out of the door as he's trying to step in the door and yell, "You take your ass back over there and stand in line." And they make the old guy on the fucking walker walk back over to get in line. And there ain't even a damn line. Why would you do that to the old guy? That is, you, the guy who talked to the old guy like that, deserve to be kicked in the nuts. That is disrespectful and darn right nasty. And it's a good thing I wasn't there, because I'd have cussed him the out talking to an old person like that.
That's, you know, again, that's just a symptom of this whole thing. People being, listen, rude people are always going to be rude.
Always.
Inconsiderate people are always going to be inconsiderate, whether there's an outbreak or a pandemic or whatever. They're always going to be the same way. A dick is a dick, basically.
Yes. Ooh, so listen, Junior John, I always say it backwards. He said, "Be careful of the HIPAA breaching in records," blah blah blah, talking about stuff.
Right.
Listen.
Right. Well,
so look, Scott Stewart says
I'm not gonna name names.
Ginger. They say ginger and lemon mixed together in a blender works, but he don't know if it's true. I will say this 100% without a doubt. My wife started drinking the apple cider vinegar, and so a buddy of mine says, take apple cider vinegar and honey, mix it with hot water, and drink it like a tea. My wife, on the other hand, drinks the apple cider vinegar as it is, and then just keeps walking over 5 to 8 times a friggin' day whenever she feels like it. And she takes a huge spoonful, just like you would a Robitussin, of honey. And within 24 hours, her lungs started clearing up, the rattle in her lungs. The reason she's at the doctor now is she's got a pain in one of her lungs. The rattle is about gone, but the pain is there. But that apple cider vinegar and that honey has really worked, folks. For anybody suffering from some bronchitis, it may sound like a home remedy, but it's working. All right, go for it, Alex. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, different things work for different people, right? Anybody that gets infected, they're going to recover from it. They're going to recover from it in a, you know, possibly in a different way to other people. I guess all I'm saying, Scott, is, you know, the disconnect in information we're getting should cause us to ask questions. That's all. You know, I'm not denying. Listen, people are obviously getting sick. People are this. You know, I know that the virus is an actual virus, but the reaction to it, I just, you know, is it warranted the way we're reacting to it, and are we being told 100% accurate information?
And look, Dondra says this: doctors' offices aren't busy at all. I have several friends that work at different offices, and their hours have been cut.
Yeah, doctors' office, they're not seeing patients, right? They're directing people to the health departments and the CDCs. It makes sense that doctors' offices aren't busy at the moment.
Right.
But the hospitals, if what we've been told is true, hospitals should be. And not necessarily here in Georgia. I'm talking about in the hot zones in New York. So the media run a story about, they name the hospital, and they're talking about the lines going around the blocks and the fact that it's overrun and it's a zoo. An independent journalist goes out there 15 minutes after
that,
the media report this, and the place is empty.
Yes.
It's a dead zone.
Well, and then how about
it doesn't make any sense.
Well, and then how about the one that's supposed to be kind of like our World Congress Center down next to Phillips Arena, or whatever the hell the arena is called nowadays? You know, they said that the military has come in and set this up as a triage hospital. And the dude walks around, it's in New York, he walks around the entire block, which is all 4 sides of this building. He talks to like a Japanese news crew that had been out there for days. He talks to the janitor who is outside cleaning up the parking lot. Everything was, we haven't seen anything. And he's like, yeah, but for the past 3 days, supposedly the military's been bringing in all this equipment. And the guy's like, I haven't seen anything. He's like, well, have you been out here cleaning the parking lot the whole time? He says, no, I work inside. I ain't seen nothing inside either. So it's like, okay, so why are we painting this image? And then all these people from Rutledge. Well, we're seeing all these buses come in and out. Mike, did you see any people on the buses? Well, no, it had tinted windows. I'm like, so then you don't know what you saw. I can get my bus and drive up and down the damn road and make you think I got a bunch of people in it.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Listen, I got to go.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, it looks like,
Yeah.
I just, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I like to question things.
Me too. I'm the guy that when I see the magic show on TV, I like to rewind it and play it back in slow-mo because I'm trying to catch it. That's me. I'm always that guy, always will be.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right, see you later.
See you later.
All right, bye. So yeah, man, you just it's your right to question. It's your right to question. And listen, folks, let's not be narrow-minded. This is an awfully big planet. It's just because the bear shits in the woods doesn't mean I saw it. So what one person may see in one city or one town may not be the same everywhere. So that's something we got to remember. All right, let me unmute Holly. Go for it, Holly.
Oh,
sorry.
John Crumbly says, I believe why we don't see the chaos now is because the media has instilled fear into the world. This whole thing makes me think about the radio broadcast called War of the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on the front line, so where you been working at, John?
Yeah, what area? What area are you working in?
Yeah, what area? And
James Royster says, up on Blood Mountain, stupid people, they were moving barrels to the park. They're moving barrels to park their automobiles, and Union County Sheriff's Office was having them kept running them off. They were also pulling some automobiles over, and the deputies, she was telling people not to socialize and pulling off by the store at the top of the mountain. Okay. Well, it's just like that one story this morning. I'll just because my iPad's hooked up, I can't necessarily play it through the iPad. Oh, here, I can play it this way. Watch this.
Well, Richard Bradshaw's talking about going to his cancer doctor tomorrow, wondering if it's being like that. You better call Richard because a lot of the doctor's been canceling their appointments for cancer treatments.
Mm-hmm.
John said he's been working in Clayton County.
And again, I'm not trying to be a D-bag. I just don't want to believe everything that I'm being told.
Right.
We talked about this the other day. Are we having to put the fear of God into the normal people who are smart enough to know it's bullshit to make up for having to scare the dumbass people, like the freak knickers, who believe because they're black they can't catch it? Well, if that beeth the case, then if blacks can't catch it, and I'm saying this in the most ridiculous, stupid way possible, if blacks can't catch it, Eric Levitz is lying. That's how stupid that sounds.
Right.
So I want to play this. Listen to this real quick.
We talked with law enforcement in Fannin.
All right, here we go. Listen.
They are asking people stay away. We talked with law enforcement in Fannin County last week. They told us they plan to pull over out-of-towners and ask for them to leave. The governor's office says that's illegal. And ask for them to leave. The governor's office says that's illegal. And ask for them to leave. The governor's office says that.
You catch that, right?
I'm just looking at the fact that it claims I'm live again.
But that's where I'm shaking my head. The sheriff's office, if they see an out of town, blah 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 blah. What do you mean? You're telling them to leave? You don't have that right. Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm just saying, I just don't know. I just don't know. Okay, okay, read Jay's.
Jade said, that's crazy. I know 4 black girls that have it.
Yep. And see, that's what the video that was filmed in Monroe, you clearly hear him, I'm black, I can't catch it. And rumor has it through different areas and sources and everything else, word on the street is that because Chinese people were the first one sick, and then the Italians were sick, that they're going, well, you don't see no black people getting sick. That's not true. You just seen most of them get sick because that's what was on the news first. That makes sense?
Yeah. Tell Susie where she can send them videos.
Oh, send it straight to just my personal page and I can play it real quick. Yeah, feel free to send it straight to my personal, not page, but through Messenger, of course.
I want to give a shout out to my cousin, if he's still listening, Scott Fletcher. Homer Ramey says if blacks can't catch it, how the hell can Levitt have it?
Right. That was my point. There's my point.
Right.
All right, read James Dobbs.
James Dobbs says, have you checked out citizen reports? Like 20 amateur reporters going live on Facebook of filming for YouTube at all
the war zone hospitals.
Mm-hmm. So they're just looking for one that looks like a war zone, because I pass Newton County Hospital every day and I haven't yet seen it look like a war zone. Now, I haven't stopped or went in there, but I can see one of the emergency exits from the side when I pass, and I haven't drove around to the emergency room.
And my wife is sending me videos right now of Newton and hold on. Over at the executive building, there's about 20 cars, and then the front of the hospital has 3-4 cars in that whole big ass parking lot. And now she says the front door is blocked off with cones, and I just saw that. Now she's driving towards the ER, and let me see what's going on at the ER. And the emergency parking's almost empty too. That place is usually bumper to bumper, and there might be 100 cars.
Right.
There might be 100 cars throughout the whole parking lot, which she just said is unusual.
Yeah, that is unusual, because the front parking lot's been unusually empty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I pass it every day.
And Jade says she's a first-time viewer. Hey, man, please feel free to share us. And we don't normally cover the corona crap the whole time. It's just you can't get away from it right now. We are open forum. We talk about anything and everything because we can. That's the one good thing about being who we are. We get away with doing things. We don't answer to the federal government. We do whatever the hell we want to do. It just so happens this is a hot topic, and everybody is wanting to talk about it right now because it is such a hot topic. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
James was asking me how my cat's butt smelled because she was up here climbing around my neck.
I don't know that I want to hear all that. You know?
I was trying to show you my pussy.
What? What did you just say to me? Everybody, Just for Fun Radio does not condone anything that Holly just said. Just because I said we don't answer. Whatever,
DJ.
you said it. Whatever. No, you can't say.
My pussy cat.
You can't say it like that. Jesus Christ. Okay, so read some of these. I got to go pee again.
James Dobbs said, Scotty, DJ Spence, have you watched Event 201? And I have researched Event 201.
I haven't. I need to.
You've heard about it. It's for Bill Gates in 2017, talked about the release of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Keith says, I just came through Conyers and got on I-20. Traffic is normal. There must be a lot of essential businesses open because he says everybody's rolling like no quarantine. And that's things I've heard from people that live in Rockdale now who keep laughing at me going, well, you can tell you don't live here no more. Because remember I made the comment the other day about how the traffic's barely even moving over here. And I'm like, man, I sure love it. It sure is quiet. I wish it was like this all the time. He's like, well, you can tell you don't live in Rockdale no more. He said, because shit's business as usual here. All right, I'm going to go pee. You keep going.
All right. John Crambley says, what's amazing is how people magically can tough it out and self-treat without needing medical personnel. Yes. Richard Bradshaw found some toilet paper. Well, I'm glad you found some toilet paper. If you needed any, all you had to do was holler. I have some extra. Susie sent her videos of when she got tested, what it looked like. Dondra had said people weren't allowed to visit at the hospital, so there wouldn't be any cars. Yeah, I knew people wasn't allowed to visit, and that's why the main parking lot was unusually empty. And I hadn't drove around to the emergency room, but what I can see of it from passing by, it sure didn't look like no war zone at Newton County Hospital. So I knew the front parking lot was unusually empty because they wasn't allowing visitors. Jeffrey Cookin said Rockdale has stayed busy even since all this started. They come in at work in droves. And Richard Bradshaw in Kroger in Covington. Now, when I went in Kroger Sunday to get money orders, we were social distancing at the service counter. But everybody wasn't social distancing in the store and in the checkout lanes, but we were at the service desk, customer service desk.
So how about this?
They got X's on the floor.
Wife says getting into outpatient for imaging is like entering a highly secured area, not allowed to touch anything, mask immediately, taking my temp. There's 3 people in here besides myself. See, I guess because I'm questioning so much of the fake news, I'm not saying people aren't sick. I'm far from that. I just think there's a lot of over fear-mongering here. I just, to me, and I say this in a joking way, but I want everybody to effing think about this. I am highly allergic to poison ivy and poison sumac. I treat everything like it's poison ivy. That period. And if you touch something with your hands, you don't rub your eyes, you don't rub your dick, and you don't rub your face. I mean, think about that. And of course, I said dick because I wanted you to get the emphasis of you definitely don't touch your genitalia with poison ivy on it. You treat everything like it's poison ivy. And can't you be smarter? I mean, I'm already a little bit of a germaphobe. I don't like people picking up my drinks and drinking on my drinks and everything else because I don't know if they've sucked one or what. Don't touch my stuff. So, because I already live that way, I'm not freaked out like all these other people. Yep, there's something going on now. You've done put on a Daniel Boone hat. I am not sure where this conversation's going. Why are you putting my hat on? Everybody, almost Holly is with her social distancing. Almost Holly.
Oh, well, I get bored. I got to do something.
I see that. Okay, Keith says, I feel the government is testing us. I feel like they are trying to see how far they can take this so the next thing breaks out. It moved. The next thing it breaks out, come on. The next thing breaks out, they'll be prepared even more. So, yeah, that was one of the conversations me and Keith had yesterday. What if this is seeing how far they can push us? I don't know about your diamond there, son. You got to share more. I don't know. maybe you didn't share enough last week and they took it back. I just look at it and say, me and him were talking yesterday, and the what ifs. What if this is, there's this crap they tried like a year ago or something that they did a virtual example. Let's see what happens. So my wife just, by the way, says all doors are open for you, not allowed to touch anything. So that's her at the hospital right now. Susie just sent me this video, so I'm gonna play it in just a second.
All right. Let me read what John said.
Go for it.
John Monroe said, up here in Connecticut, our governor, Ned Lamont, was quick to say a 6-week-old baby died from COVID-19, but wait a minute. The medical examiner never ruled it was COVID-19. He said we are doing tests to see what caused the baby's death.
Mm-hmm.
Our governor is trying to put fear in people. Google 6-week-old dies from coronavirus.
Well, yesterday, there's a picture of supposedly from the TV show The Flash. And the Flash picture is not from the TV show. It's some cosplay guy dressed up as Flash. But then they show some kid that had a small role on the show, not a returning actor, just a small role on the show, 16 years old, who died. And when you finally read the report, it says, not COVID-19. But damn it if they ain't scaring everybody on Facebook, making you believe the kid died. The hit show Flash, the star of Flash, died of COVID-19. Bullshit. And people keep sharing it, dude. It's like, it clearly says, not COVID-19. It clearly says, not COVID-19. Oh, my Jesus. So I have video footage. Now, these aren't the best. I was a basket case. It's okay, but I'm going to play them. So, everybody, let me take the camera. Let me take it where it doesn't move. I'm going to put the camera on Holly, but I have to unplug Holly. Y'all will still hear Holly, maybe, but you won't see Holly, so hang tight.
They're going to miss seeing me.
Yep. Not Holly. So, now let me see if this brings it back up. There we go. I don't know that one. Hold on.
Okay.
So here's some video footage from inside of a vehicle. Driving up to the hospital. You see the flashing lights of a couple cop cars. And of course it's raining, so you see a lot of the rain on the windshield. But the parking lot don't look horribly full, and I'm not trying to downplay it. It just doesn't look horrible. But then again, she sent 3, so this is just the first one. All right, let me see what the second one is. Damn it, I can see plenty of rain on the windows. Again, she said she was a basket case, and she didn't have the best video footage. So it was hard for me to see, Susie. So, but please, I'll put the number back up. Call in and tell us, physically what you saw. Like I said, my friend that hit me up from the FaceTime, I literally can say that the inside of that place, it may have had the blue body, like full body suit hanging at every door, but that does not it may insinuate, but it may not prove that behind every door had a person. It could have been suits already hanging on the door for when somebody gets there. Right. Again, the problem too is what a lot of people aren't talking about, and John just did, is a lot of people that get diagnosed are sent home. They're not allowed to stay at the hospital unless they're getting on a vent. So that's a whole nother situation. Okay, read what John said about Harvard.
He said, is the Harvard University doctor who's claimed to have been arrested by U.S. officials sold COVID-19 to 2 students who are a part of the Chinese army real? I feel like it's a public stunt to say, hey, we caught the perps and this can all be over and we can go back to normal.
No, yeah, and who knows? Caller, who do we have?
It's Susie.
Hey, so tell us, just give us an idea, because I mean, we're all freaking out, right? So we want to hear firsthand from people. So what you got?
Well, now let me explain to you. I have 2 special needs children that I've adopted. So if it gets a little loud in the background, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. We love our kids.
Yeah, we do. And the reason
and bless you, by the way, for adopting, because I've done that as well, and I just think that's awesome. There's so many kids out there that need somebody.
Thank you. They're our world, I tell you. They are our world. We're expecting our 11th grandbaby in a couple of weeks too. So.
Oh gosh, I hope I don't catch up with you no time soon.
We're not
that's right.
But anyway, what happened was I had called because I had COPD. And I had called the doctor's office to make an appointment to go in to see my doctor. Well, they're not going to let me go see my doctor. They're going to send me to go get this test an hour away. We live in Conyers. They're telling me I can either go to Brookhaven or to Watkinsville. So I'm like going, okay, well, I guess maybe I don't want to go towards Atlanta. So let me go back and, we'll go to Watkinsville. It's an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we pull up, and I'm sorry, it was raining, and I was a basket case.
No,
like,
it's okay.
Why are they doing this to me?
Mm-hmm.
And you pull up, and it's there's like tents, and there's police officers. There's police cars sitting in the middle of the road with the lights on, and I guess they can tell by looking at you that you're either scared to death, you're supposed to be there, or if you're just real nonchalant, then you're not supposed to be there, because they knew the difference, I guess. But we pull up, and there's a cop, and he's waving you on. Well, they wave you all the way down this street. I'm going to say a quarter of a mile, not that far, but I'm guessing, and go down. You have to turn around, come back up, and then talk to another police officer. And then they ask you your name and what's going on. So then they tell you, okay, go up around this other building, go to the stop sign, turn to the right, and stop and talk to the people at that tent. Well, you pull around there, and it's 2 more officers. And they ask you your name again. So then they send you this. This was what was crazy, is then they say, okay, drive all the way down here, and there's a man named John, and he's going to meet you. And I'm going, okay. So we drive down the side of this, and I don't think it's actual hospital. It's a very large medical building. But so you drive down there, and here comes this police officer, and he's got the look on his face is don't mess with me, because I ain't in the mood. He's got this scary look on his face, and he puts his hand out for you to stop, and 6 feet from him in your vehicle, and he tells you to roll all your windows down. Now, I'm thinking, I looked at my husband, and I'm like, why in the hell?
I guess he thinks you're going to air the vehicle out. You know what I mean?
I guess either that. I'm thinking, if we got this shit, we don't want to open the windows and let it out, do we?
Right.
So. And he literally, and my husband didn't hear him, and so he went a little bit further. And the look on this man's face was like he was fixing to pull his gun.
Right.
And I'm thinking, you know what, buddy, we just 2 old folks here.
Right. And see, that's my problem is all the disrespect that's happening for the older generation here. Like in your husband's case, I may be hard of hearing, dumbass. I'm trying to pull up a little bit.
And he is. And let me tell you, my husband looks just like Santa.
Oh,
now,
my
who's going to shoot
Lord.
Santa?
Well,
My
apparently
husband
that
plays-
guy.
Yeah, my husband plays Santa
Mm-hmm.
at Christmas. You know, I mean, he looks just like Santa Claus. And this guy is like all badass and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So then he says, okay, you pull up so far and you come up and it's like, you know, like the sidewalk is covered and going into the building. And then where the cover stops, the awning stops, they have tent stuff. And a closed-in tent because, you know, it was raining. It was kind of cool. So they had little heaters in there. And then the one lady steps out, and she's, like, covered in, you know, completely covered. The gloves, you know, the gloves go over the sleeves of her gown and all this stuff. And she's got the face mask. She's got that, and then she's got the plastic face mask. And she says to me, and I wasn't thinking, she says, you need to lean your car seat back. So, you know, you're not going to get, I was like, I'm not getting out of the car. And she's like, no. She said, do I need to straddle you? And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And I'm joking, you know, I'm laughing, thinking,
right.
Why in the hell do you want to straddle me? Well, when you have the test, you'll figure out why they need to straddle you. It's that bad.
I've seen a picture of them shoving like the 8-inch long Q-tip, like straight through your nose like a blockhead. A lot of people don't know what a blockhead is, but it's a old carny trick where they take a big nail and stick it in your nose.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm sitting there, and you know, I still have my seatbelt on, thank God, or I would have been out of that damn car.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. And my husband was like, he was looking at me, he's like, oh my God, I thought your eyes were going to pop out of your head. I mean, it was that bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Now, can I ask you? Let me ask you this, because this is my question, and it's all based on people's interpretation. So let me word it this way. All these people are saying it's a war zone. Here's my question that I need to ask, so I have an opinion from you. When people say war zone, my question is it because it looks like a battlefield, or does it look like what people are classifying it as a war zone based on the military look? Like, is it intimidating? Is it because there's so many cops and so many blinking lights and everything's coned off? And then you have like the asshole cop that you just described telling you to not move your car in and stay here and stay there. So when people say war zone, is it because it's intimidating based on a military look? Or is it because it's friggin' chaos?
Well, no, there's nothing chaotic about it, really. When you get to that window, as you go down, you hit like 3 different little stations, police officers and tips, and you go from here to here to here to here. We're very well organized. It's not chaotic at all.
Okay, so for all these people to keep saying, well, see, here's my issue, and I say this not just because you're on the phone, but because there's so many listeners. The problem I'm having is it's like the Bible. Everybody is interpreting things so differently, and you've got all these news people that are trying to say bigger words, like when they go, this is fantastic, instead of just saying it was good, or this is amazing instead of saying it was great. I think everybody's trying to emphasize, and I think by them to keep saying war zone, war zone, war zone, they're scaring people.
Yeah. Well, it reminds you, put you in the mind of a MASH unit and I'm older.
No, I was gonna actually bring that up to you. I was gonna ask you, does it have the MASH look, but there's not all the bombs going off? And I see the problem is when people say war, you automatically are thinking violence and people running around screaming and acting crazy. And that's why I was asking you, is it more of a military look and it makes you feel intimidated? And that's what people need to understand, that it may be intimidating looking, but it's not mass chaos like they're trying to paint it out to be.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay.
There's nothing, it's extremely organized. It's you go here, you go, they know, and they tell you you're going to go to this now you're going to go up and talk to these 2 officers. And then you're going to go talk to these 2, you're going to drive around the corner, around the block to talk to these officers. So it's very well organized. It's not chaotic at all. To me, it was not.
Right.
It was very, very well planned.
Okay.
I mean, but like I said, you're scared because you don't know. I'm negative, by the way. Thank God.
Good to hear.
But
and I hope my wife stays negative. She's getting X-rays right now at Newton Hospital, which is scary because her doctors even said, I don't want to send you to that hospital. You have tested negative, but damn, let's not put you in the hospital and gamble it. But guess where she is?
Exactly.
The hospital. Scary stuff.
My prayers are going up for her.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
It's scary. It is scary. But and like I said, I have 2 special needs children. That so
what blood type are you, by the way?
I'm A positive.
Okay, so here's another story. So my manager, Rich Archer, started researching, just curious, just reading. And it's almost, Alex may have to check it or get somebody else to go check again, but it was almost like a 90% factor where they said that 90% of the people in China that died were all A blood type. So I'm like, I'm glad I'm O negative. Whoa, yeah. So that's something to consider too.
Will you be my friend if I need blood?
Hey, man, I'm willing to give everybody some of this cuckoo juice I got. I mean, if I could make a whole army of crazy Scotties, we'd all be doing really good.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, man.
Damn right.
Mate, we'll go get our own compound. They just leave us alone. We'll drink our Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
I agree.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man, because it was really important to hear. I wanted to make sure we clearly said in front of people that it's not a war zone. It just has that military vibe, and it's intimidating to people.
Yeah. Now, like I said, that's where I went. I've not been to any of the other places.
That's right. And everybody else is different.
Experience. Yeah. Yes. And, I personally know Dondra. I talked to Alex on Politics. So, and I talked to Keith on his show. But I mean, a lot of the people they know me personally. So, they know I'm a little crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
Hey, we all a little crazy. So, world needs a little bit of crazy.
Yes, it does.
That's right.
Does. But just so you know that I'm not, and I was hesitant to get on. I'm gonna try to find some better video.
Yeah, don't be hesitant.
It was raining bad that day.
I kind of got Alex into this, and because he liked when he first started watching us years ago. Now our morning show's 6 years old, so over 6 years ago at this point, Alex started watching us, and he just liked the idea of let's all do what we want and forget having to answer to so many people, and the media's fake and everything we get led and believed, and just and that's why Alex fell in love with doing this as well.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy all your shows.
Good, thank you. We try to stay funny, and he tries to stay a little more serious. But you need a little of everything.
You do. That's what makes it. Can you imagine if we were all alike?
Yep. I started telling people, vanilla. Everything would be vanilla. Hey, look, we have 14 flavors of vanilla. That's what we got.
Which one do you want?
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Which vanilla do you want? It would be a very plain world. So. But thank you very much for calling in. And if you go back to the hospital and see any more, let me know.
Well, I hope I don't. But,
I hope you don't.
I will definitely let y'all know.
All right. Well, thank you.
I will.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with your wife. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody stay healthy.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day. Take care of them kids.
Oh, yes, sir. I will. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, that's I'm thank God we finally got that phone call, because that question that I asked is what I've been wanting to ask all this time. Everybody keeps saying war zone, and I need everybody to think about when you watch these movies like Saving Private Ryan and you see World War II and buildings blown apart. That's a war zone. I don't think the media should be using the word war zone, because they are screwing up people's minds, making you think something 10 times worse than what it really is.
making you think these places are flooded with people trying to get tested, and that is so not the case.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so read Jade. Jade is real. Is it Jade? I'm just going to go with Jade.
Jade. The girls I know that were hospitalized said their experience was like a movie. Unbelievable, scary, how all doctors were in
protective gear,
mm-hmm. but necessary. This virus is real.
And everybody should go watch the movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman. It's probably 20 years old now, but it is very educational on how pandemics and all that stuff starts. It's called Outbreak. I don't say to go watch it to be scared, but to get more of a realistic view. Like they show a scene of a germ, and the way the camera does it, the guy's sitting in the movie theater and sneezes, and the camera follows the germ floating through the air. And the movie just really gives you a better example of how these things happen and why you have to wear what you wear, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just super glad that she called in. We've been needing that. Again, organized, military-ish. Organized, military-ish, not war zone. War zone's dead bodies, man. The media has manipulated people for so friggin' long. I think people are just intimidated.
I wanted to make sure Jade knew that nobody was saying this virus is not real. We truly believe this virus
truly believe
real.
It is 100% real.
We are working from home like we're supposed to be, and we know it's real.
And this has been my argument. What everybody keeps saying, well, you're saying it's not. No, I'm not saying it's not real. I'm saying poison ivy. Treat everything like poison ivy. Touch whatever the hell you want. Go wash your hands.
All we're saying is the media is making it sound like all these hospitals are overrun with people standing in line to get tested and saying it's a war zone, and that is not the case.
That's not the case. And we have a guy that works as a pharmacy tech who's point blank saying people are coming in, they're getting their prescriptions, they're going home. We've had tons of nurses that are saying people are not staying in the hospital. The only people staying in the hospital are the ones that are so sick who can't walk, and then they get stuck on a ventilator. And that is what we're saying. But I believe the media is using the fish was the size of my hand, and every time we tell the story, the fish is getting bigger. And it's getting bigger, and it's getting bigger. And to keep using the word war zone is incorrect. That is giving out such a false narrative, you know? And she says, no, I didn't think you were saying that. And okay, thank you. Because a lot of people have gotten confused by what we said. I had some people get just point blank shitty with me on a live feed saying, well, you're saying this is all fake. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying this is fake. I'm not trying to say that Bigfoot is behind this. I'm not trying to say the aliens brought this down. I'm just simply saying we've had flus for many decades, hundreds of years we've had stuff. This is no different than any flu. This is a super flu. There's not a cure for it. We get that. But it's the same. If it's a flu, like I don't have to fear walking through Home Depot. I don't understand. Home Depot is a huge building. Whereas if I don't want to stand next to somebody in a Home Depot, I don't have to. But you want me to stand in a line outside the building. You're going to take more of a chance of catching something standing in the damn line than you are being in the store. That's why I try telling people, if you need spray paint, such as myself, I needed spray paint. I drove past Home Depot and said, I ain't standing in a line of 30 people to go in there and get a can of spray paint. I drove to O'Reilly's. I passed the AutoZone first, and that's when I said, man, I should have stopped here. Wasn't nobody even there but the employees. I end up going to Home Depot, and I go, what the hell? I should have just went to O'Reilly or went to Office Depot or whatever, not Office Depot, AutoZone. I ended up stopping at O'Reilly's, and I got it for $4.76 a can. That's the same price Home Depot's got. So, like, why didn't I just go there? I personally, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe anyways. I personally would rather have went to the AutoZone where there was 6 people behind the counter and no customers versus standing in a damn line at Home Depot. Read what Jamie put right there. Jamie's a good person. She's always typing some good stuff for us.
Jamie said, I have a friend from high school that has it. She also has pneumonia. She is in a drug-induced coma because of the drugs they are using to treat it is messing with her liver and other things. She is fighting for her life. She was okay less than a week ago. Went in with pneumonia and tested positive for the virus. It's scary. Then she said, I agree completely, Scotty. Standing in the line is where you will catch it.
And that's just my feeling. And I am a prankster. I'm an asshole. I know I am. That's the job I got. That's who I choose to be. I love, but I also like effing with stupid people. Like I'm standing outside the pharmacy window at Kroger is at a sidewalk and everybody is 6 foot away from everybody. I'm facing the window. I'm trying to talk to somebody. Got my hands in my pocket. I turn and face the parking lot. I'm watching people walk through the parking lot and I'm just, and I swear to God, you would have thought I had a hand grenade.
And look,
people are freaking the hell out because I'm whistling. You ain't near me. You're not near me. Shut up, people. People are walking around freaking out like there is a bear fixing to jump out of the woods and eat you. It's like they're standing on the sidewalk with me, and everybody thinks we're in the movie Jaws, and we're in this damn boat, and the great white is swimming under the boat. God, people, grow up.
I started to do a video the other day when I was standing at the service desk in Kroger of all these people with those rubber gloves on, and they were touching everything.
Well, remember the lady I was talking about the other day? I pull up to the gas pump. Lady grabs a paper towel, sticks it on her fingers.
Yeah.
Grabs the pump so her fingers don't touch the clicker, but the pump with that black plastic rubber whatever is in the palm of her hand and her thumb. So even if your fingertips ain't touching nothing, the whole other part of your hand is.
Yeah.
And you're using your fingers as you're holding the pump. You're using your fingers and pushing all the buttons. I'm like, lady, here's my issue, folks. While you're attempting to try to be so safe with your right hand, you are allowing your left hand to touch everything. You are so overly trying to protect what you're touching with your right hand because you're a right-handed person that you're not thinking about what your left hand's touching. And your left hand, while you're holding your car keys in your right hand, your left hand's going to be what touches your face. While you're opening your car door, while you're holding your keys, instead of just saying, okay, I'm not wearing no rubber gloves. I'm just going to touch whatever. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to keep hand sanitizer. But here's the worst part. All these people have their hand sanitizer in the car. They've already touched their keys. They already opened the door. They already climbed in. They already sat down. They already touched the steering wheel. They already cranked the car. They already turned the radio knob. Oh, I got to hand sanitize. And then you go back and touch the keys, the door, the steering wheel. Keep your hand sanitizer in your pocket. Get finished touching all your shit. Wipe your hands down, open your car door, or better yet, pull your shirt up and open your car door with your t-shirt. That's the stuff I can't understand. People are trying to be overly cautious on one thing, and they're causing themselves to trip up on all the other things. Go ahead, Holly. What was you going to say?
Al said if we scared to get in his back pocket, don't you worry, Al. You're going to be in that spank bank calendar.
Oh, my God.
I'm working on it. And Karina asked when the new list was going to be ready. I'll have it ready by Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. And it's not that I'm trying to be an ass. I'm trying to make everybody open their eyes and pay attention. There was a video of a lady had on the purple gloves. She gets in her car after touching all this stuff. She sets her purse down, reaches in her purse, gets her keys out, puts her key in the ignition, takes her friggin' left glove, her index finger, and scratches her friggin' eyebrow. And I'm like, why are you even wearing gloves? Because, yeah, you protected your hands, but you didn't protect your keys. You didn't protect your purse. You didn't protect your steering wheel. You didn't protect your eyes. You didn't protect your nose. Okay, but you protected your hands. The problem is people are overly thinking and not thinking correctly. And then Randy brings up my other pet peeve. It makes me just want to throat punch people. Nasty friggin' humans. Throwing rubber gloves everywhere. Not biodegradable. Yeah, not biodegradable, folks. And they're all over the friggin' parking lot. And worse, they're just going to end up down in the damn sewage thing when the rain starts. People, come on. Just, gosh, man, what is wrong with human beings? Again, it was asked the other day, is the corona the cure and the humans the disease? That's, just saying.
Yep.
All right, read Brett's.
Brett said, guy at Home Depot came out to his car, opened the door, and took out sanitizing wipe and wiped his hands down, turned and closed the door to throw the towel away, came back to the truck and opened the door, never wiped the door handle.
That's kind of where my brain is. And I can't tell y'all how many dumbasses are messing with me about Gojo. And I'm loving it because I'm like, if Gojo will wash brake fluid off my hands, gas off my hands,
it'll darn sure kill some germs.
Right? They've already said regular soap, Dial soap can kill this. And somebody's like, well, Gojo, you need Lysol wipes. Shut up. You know what? The person who said that to me, you are a clickbait person. You believe every commercial that comes across the TV. Yeah. With your erectile dysfunctional peel that could cause anal leakage, hairy palms, growth of weird objects on your body, but you got a Woody. Go for it.
On a lighter note, John Monroe said, all I know is I got 6 rolls of plush toilet paper. My buns are in heaven.
Mm-hmm. My finger, look, these two knuckles on both my index fingers are friggin' just raw. I mean, because you keep washing your hands so much, and the first thing you do is you run your hand that way. When you're washing your hands, you're always doing this. And I have rubbed these fingers raw, not counting when you move and you always bump that finger more than any. So I'm literally having to take chapstick and rub chapstick over those two fingers all the time. And then people go, well, that's just, you're rubbing that on your mouth and your finger. Well, I just washed my hands. And you're going to end up touching your face anyways, people. Think about this for a second. That's why I make jokes and say, well, you're also the same person that's finger went through the toilet paper and you touched your buddy hole. Come on, man. God, people. And somebody asked, is this going to be over? When summer gets here, is it going to come back? Well, there's already people saying that it's here. It's never going to go away. So now the question is, does the economy do this every time? Is this who we are now? Is this what we're going to do every time?
I hope not.
How are we going to survive? So, hey.
The internet.
It is what it is, you guys.
Everybody's learning to do everything virtually.
Yeah, but worker bees and worker ants, they still got to get out there and drive those trucks. They still got to fix those toilets. They still got to fix those lights. They still got to drain them septic tanks. So are these people less valuable or more valuable? Because we think they got to be more valuable because we have to have them. They're essentials, right? But do we consider them less valuable because they're replaceable? Am I the asshole for saying it? Because think about it. You're wanting us to be out there and be exposed because you have to have us. Because you have to have us. But the question is, how valuable am I? Because you're putting me out there. I'm not an army guy. I didn't volunteer to be on the front line. Or did you?
I'm just waiting on somebody to figure out how I can virtually exercise and at work to help me lose weight.
Yeah, man. Well, look here, girl. I'm looking at you right now. You look real thin on that camera. You want me to? I can do something. Okay, so read Jamie's real quick.
Jamie says the commercial with the lady using the keypad with her gloved hand, then reaching in her purse, then opening her car, then touching everything in her car still with the same gloves on. Then she touches her lips, gets home, goes to open her door and remembers to take her gloves off. Then goes in and kisses her kid on the forehead. Think about where all she just spread the virus to. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
And that's what I was sitting there thinking the other day in Kroger. Did those people not realize those gloves are doing no good unless they carry a box around with them and you change them after every single thing you touch?
Yep. And look, Jay just brought up something that's a huge issue for me. The University of Philadelphia is working on a vaccine that seems to be very promising, but probably won't try it on humans for another year. Here's my problem. If I got it and I'm dying, I will be your lab rat. I want you to try something rather than letting me die. That's what I don't understand. Try something. Sir, are you physically able to consciously make a decision? You are. We believe you are coherent enough to understand what we're saying. You are. Yes, sir. Then would you like to try this? It possibly could save your life, or you're going to die anyways. That's just my thought. It's just my thought, man. And it just irks me. It irks me. It irks me. It irks me. It irks me. The Food and Drug Administration says that it has to go through clinical trials, upwards of a year before it's worth blah, 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 blah. I got
the Rona?
I got the Rona. I just got sent something, by the way. So let me see. I'm waiting for something to connect. I just got sent this video. It's always something. Because I have you on the iPad, I'm having to go into the phone and use the messenger that I haven't used, period, because, we don't use this phone for that. It's a phone. But let me see if the messenger update. It still has you. It says this version of Messenger is out of date. Tap to reinstall. Yep. I'll just sit here and wait. It says waiting to reconnect. Like, come on, dude.
Lord.
Yeah. So anyways, I'll have to check out a video. I won't be able to check it out right now.
Fast.
Yeah, man. Look what time it is.
Yeah.
So look, almost Holly seems to be working as long as I don't bump the chair. If I bump the chair, you're gonna be face down.
It won't be the first time.
Oh.
Do you know where my roller is? No, baby, I don't.
So look, we're gonna get up out of here, man.
Yeah,
everybody,
get up out of here.
Thanks.
I gotta go cook my boys something to eat.
And thanks for everybody hanging with us. And look, the fact of the matter is, we kind of know this works now, don't we?
Yep, this works. We got away.
It said it was only supposed to be good for 40 minutes. I wonder how it let me get away with this.
It never cut off at all, did it? I got a message when it was time for it. It said it's been updated by the host.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did, but
I don't know either.
It never cut off.
I'm okay with it. All right, we love everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all make sure you share. Jamie,
love y'all long time.
So look, Jamie. Customers. Let me scroll back.
John was talking about local store used to be able to get your own coffee. Now they serve it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I said this. I
agree. All right, you guys, we love all of you. Thank you very much for supporting us. We're kind of your real local radio. We You know, I literally had that joke with a friend yesterday. She's like, hey, how can I listen to music? And you know any apps I can put on my phone? I went, the Just for Fun app? Like, it's not called radio for no reason. I mean, we have our own apps. Thanks to all you hundreds and thousands that have the app. We appreciate all you guys. Thanks for listening every morning.
Yeah, y'all go to Google or your iStore, App Store.
Yeah, man.
And download the Just for Fun app.
Just download the app. You can listen 24 hours a day. There's always music playing, except for when we go live like this. Yeah, we do shout outs and sometimes song requests. Depends on what kind of songs you want. Tap that app. All right, we love y'all a long time. We will see y'all tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Bye. And I will see you later, Miss Holly. I'll call you in a minute.
See you. All right.
All right, bye. All right, you guys, we love y'all. We see y'all later on. Everybody have a great day. Don't do anything we would do. And if you do it just for fun. And please shop local, shop local, shop local. Please try to keep some of these stores in business, man. These businesses, they're shop local. They are needing us more than ever. We love y'all. Bye.
Can you tell me how to get to the Pamper Puppy?
That's where my dog wants to be, to go get so fresh and clean.
Pamper Puppy.
So clean, that's where the puppy wants to be. At the best groomer in the town, it's the Pamper Puppy.
Pamper Puppy.
Today's show sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle. Don't get it confused with the others, because this is the choice that you gotta choose. Today's show is sponsored by Buckeyes Restaurant of Social Circle. Sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you find out you're missing it.
Now or Never Tattoo is taking art to the next level. If you're thinking about ink, you want the best in the biz. Ink is art. You want the best artist available. You want Now or Never Tattoo. Chris Huff, owner-operator at Now or Never Tattoo, invites you to stop by, meet the crew, tour the studio, find Now or Never Tattoo on Facebook. You'll be impressed with the photo gallery. Or stop by now or Never Tattoo at 1427 Highway 138 in Conyers.
Have you ever heard